Yeah, I think it's fine.
Hello. I am sorry, but I must interrupt this show. Later, you know what it is. Hey, ham solo. It's time, baby. Low. It's time how we do. Huh. Hey. They said we hit. They said we on. They said we strong. They said we go. We say that you heard right. 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 They said we in. They said we on. They said we strong. They said we go. We say that you heard right. 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 Man, I swear that it's imminent. I've been going so hard on my penmanship. About to go in and buy me a whip. And I pull that shit fresh off the dealership. I can leave you in red like an Xbox. Got me laughing at you like you red fox. Got you chasing Hot Wheels like a matchbox. EA running the game and it don't stop. Super cold like I'm playing for Blizzard. Got you all in my sights like Red Dead Redemption. Never gonna slip on my pimpin'. Better get out my way, bitch, I'm on a mission. Really ain't no competition. I'm steady grilling opposition. I'm get up and ready to win. They can play it how they play, but fuck what you say. I'm getting this money today. Last of us like a dying breed. Down the ride like a noble steed. Fatality moves, I make it bleed. That's on any game, that's on any screen. Shut up and give me your money. They said we so lit. Even if I take an L, we coming back just to show that we don't quit. They said we hit. They said we on. They said we strong. They said we go.
It's cracking.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to yet another edition of The Lowdown on TSWS. It is a special episode because we just cracked 1,000. Mostly, Ham broke his back, dragging us to 1,000 before December, but a win is a win. All right, a win is a win. Welcome in, Matt Likes Games, Vincent Vega, Sir X-Man, Big Mad Mo, Matt again, Raichi, Sour Blow. Welcome in, everyone. Hamathy, Mr. Ham Solo,
Yes, sir.
Mr. We hit 1K.
Yes,
How you
we
doing?
did. I'm feeling pretty lit right now. I'm feeling pretty lit. And then on top of it, we have this title for our man, it couldn't have came at a better time. It couldn't have came at a better time. I'm just
the stars have aligned.
Yes, they have, man, and they are shining bright deep in the heart of what, love?
Texas. Oh shit. You know what? I'm not going to respond to that anymore. I'm going to leave you hanging. I will do that. This guy. Welcome in, Jesse B. Sour Blow. Jacob Novak. Welcome in. Says hi. Matt Without Fear found and followed you after Sunday's Iron Lawns podcast. You were great on there.
Thank you.
RLFL. What is ROFL?
Rolling on the floor laughing.
Oh, okay, that's an American thing. All right. What's this? So X-Man says, look, you notice you switched to Xbox and you hit 1K. Seriously, it was me loving PlayStation that was holding TSWS back. That's the theory. Okay. I will make a new background with solely like just PlayStation, and then we'll lose like 400 subscribers.
Yeah.
Welcome in, Lady Foxfires. Says congratulations on the 1K. Lady Foxfire, thank you so much. You always capping for TSWS. Really appreciate that. Really, really do.
She said,
finally. Oh man, imagine having the Rock here one day. Anyway.
Oh man, that'd be great.
I would lose my shit. I wouldn't know what to say because I love the dude. But anyways, before this gets to weird,
actually, before you do that, I just
are you about to tell me we're having the Rock on?
No.
Okay. I'm just saying, you interrupted. Like, well, actually, I'm like, bro, what?
No. There is something I wanted to show you that I seen posted on my that I seen posted on my Facebook, and I'm trying to find that real quick right now.
Well, you'll find it. MUFC. I love you. I don't know you, but I love you from the deepest core in my soul because you have Man United on your profile picture. Please find me on Twitter. I will follow back. We can hang out. You can even guest on the show. I just love Man United. So welcome to TSWS, and we're doing great. Mr. Boomstick is awesome. Sapo says, yeah, PS guys don't support their community. They only support their brand. Technically, they don't even support their brand because they don't buy first party games.
Oh,
So
look,
not
like
even that.
stop cutting them
Not
at
even
the
that.
knees, man. They can't stand right now.
I'm just saying. I'm just telling the truth. I'm just telling the truth.
Eh,
SSMUFC, keep your red flag. It's been hard with Ten Hag, with everything that's been going on since Sarix left. It's been rough, but we're still here. Anyway, Ham, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, I want to know what you think about this right here.
What?
Look at the screen.
Oh, oh, oh. That looks nice. It looks nice, but there's two problems with it.
Oh, okay. Of course. What are they? What's the problem,
Of
love?
course, the problem is Hollywood can't just make one movie. They need to make all the movies. So The Rock's age is going to be a hindrance. That's the first thing. Second,
Not
it's
if
going to
they
be a
start.
lot.
Not if they start forward and then move backwards and grab a new actor.
Oh, okay, okay. Start like a later one and then do like prequels.
Kind of like they did with Star Wars.
That's kind of hot. Not gonna lie, that's kind of hot. If that's the idea, I'm all for it. And also, for anyone that doesn't know about Kratos' voice actor, this wouldn't even be one of those things where they're like, it's woke or whatever. This is legit, like, okay, because the actor that does Kratos' voice is not a white dude. So there's that. Dwayne the Kratos Johnson. Yes, love it.
Okay.
Vincent, a rock can't act. Young Kratos, Kevin Hart. You know what, Ham? I agree with Vincent's point that The Rock can't act, but let's be real, he hasn't needed to act for a long time. Also, Kratos is not like a super like complicated character, right? Can we agree? Can we agree? He's a
Fair
simple
enough.
guy.
I mean, he's
Yeah,
just a man of few words.
yeah. Mostly just muscle
I
and
mean,
rage.
imagine having a God of War movie where Kratos is just talking a ton. That's weird. Like,
Yeah.
no, lift up that axe and get to yelling. That's what we're looking. That's what we're looking for.
Oh man. Matt says Kratos is dark. His white skin is just ash. That's canon. Is it?
It
For
is. It's
real?
Ash. Yeah, it's Ash.
No. I didn't know that he actually is dark. Oh, so oh man, they would have to like do a prequel with The Rock, dark skinned, right? And then do everything they did in the games with him going through Ares and killing his wife, etc. Spoilers. Spoilers for everyone.
But he had hair of wool and skin of bronze. Oh wait, that's Jesus.
Did
My
he?
bad. That's my bad. That's Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
We're really gonna trigger everyone in the chat now. Like, Black Kratos, Black Jesus. Yo, there's so many people that don't know Jesus was he at work. Like the lightest he could be is probably like Arab type, but most probably he was kind of chocolate. It's gonna be pissing off everyone. SSMUFC. To be fair, the Rock and Scorpion King is pretty much Kratos. Dude, I love SSMUFC. I love this dude, gal, they, them, whatever. I love you. I really do. And it's not just the Man United thing. In the Hercules Disney movie, the Stone Titans saw Zeus the same way as Kratos, with a C. Raichi is messy. Ham, before we get into the topics for today, what have you been playing?
Let's see. I've been playing some Rocket League. I've been playing let's see. Last night I was playing BioShock, the original BioShock, because I haven't beat any of the BioShock. So I was like, let me get my way through that. Um, been doing end game stuff from what is it called? From Starfield. Let's see.
How much end game can you really do? I think you finished it like twice now, right? Or no?
Try like 7 times.
And you're still doing end game.
Yeah, because there's still a lot of stuff that I need to do. Like, I'm sorry this isn't Spider-Man and I can just, be done after 26 hours.
Ah,
But
that was
I've
not
literally
necessary.
put 10 days. I put
That was
10
not necessary.
I'm almost at 11 days in Starfield right now. No, I loved Spider-Man, but there was just nothing new I could do. And after that amount of time, I literally got the platinum, and I'm not even a trophy chaser. But I got the platinum in that game. So it's just like, as a non-trophy chaser and you get a platinum, what else can you really do with it?
God
So like,
damn.
so now I'm on Starfield and I haven't got the 100% in that game at all yet, and I'm not even chasing it, but I still want to be able to build my own city, which I haven't done yet. I still need to see where a couple of the quest lines lead to, because on my original my first two playthroughs, I never got to see those out. So I still need to do that. I still need to rebuild my NCC 1864 Reliant for my bro Con Noonan Sai, because if you know Star Trek, that's the ship that he hijacked. So I
Yeah.
need to rebuild that, because I had it built for my first playthrough, and then the other ones I was just like, I'm not going to keep rebuilding the ship because it took me about 250,000 credits, maybe 300,000 credits to make.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, once I get done leveling what I want to finish leveling up, I will then do my final kind of playthrough, build me a city, build me my ship, build me my, pleasure planet. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be great. Con Noonan Sai is gonna be the nastiest pimp in the galaxy.
I
Yeah.
don't know where to go with that. So I don't think Ham. Do you think Starfield? You think I'll be able to finish it properly? Considering you know how I like to play, like taking my time and smelling the roses. You think I'll be able to finish it when I finally get my Xbox back? Because I recently found out from my brother that I'm going to have to pay for his Series X because I already got half the money. He
Man,
needs
your brother is
another half.
finessing you, bro. Your brother is finessing you.
You know what?
He a
Unlike
pirate, isn't
some
he?
people, unlike some other people, I'm not gonna go in on that. Dre, he recently came back to Twitter. I've always been talking about let's not cancel people permanently and stuff like that. So what? Let me not be a hypocrite. Yes, he's finessing me, and it's cool. He's my brother. What am I gonna do? What am I
Yeah.
gonna do?
No. That's love, though. Real talk.
I've already got 250. I was like, fuck it. I'll talk to the wife. I'll get another 250 end of the month. I'll buy him his freaking Series X. Then I can get mine back, and I can finally start playing Starfield again. Because this is not healthy.
Yeah,
Every
would
time
you put
people
like
bring up
50 hours in
Starfield,
it so far?
dude, I get annoyed when people bring up Starfield because then people are talking about Endgame and stuff, and I'm like, if I still had my Xbox, I probably would have finished it by now. But I'm sitting here like a mug. Technically, I have the console. Technically, I have the game, but I'm not playing it. And my brother is using it for FIFA.
It makes you
FIFA,
sick. It makes you sick.
dude. There's bile in my mouth just saying those words. Is your brother a Nigerian prince? Oh man. All right. All right. All right.
Getting them.
Speaking of the games that I have been playing, I will say it again. I recently reached level 150 in WRC Generations. Finally uninstalled that, but now I'm installing another rally poison in my life, which is gravel. So I don't know how that's going to turn out. After finishing WRC, I went on to Metal Gear and Spider-Man Remastered. Spider-Man, like him, like you said, it's just brain dead stuff. I usually play it on when I'm doing the podcast on Wise's Pod or whatever. And in between, I retried the MSX Metal Gear and Metal Gear Solid games, Metal Gear 2 games, and it's rough going. Earlier, when I was younger, I gave them a go, and I was like, maybe I'm bad because I'm a kid and I don't really understand them. I'm 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 still a kid at heart, but I'm a grown man and I still can't play those games. They still suck. And I'm a big Metal Gear fan. But the MSX games, for me personally, I love the story, I love the premise, everything about it. But actually playing the games, it's just terrible. It's just horrible. So I'm just gonna jump to Metal Gear Solid 1, which I know what it is. I'm going to have fun with it. I can't wait. But yeah, on the side, I'm playing some Spider-Man Remastered. It's not FIFA, it's FC. Yeah, FC, whatever. It's still FIFA. I'm sorry. FIFA to me is like Twitter, Ham. Do you still call Twitter? Do you now call Twitter X, or you still call it Twitter?
It depends on the day. I
Okay.
see it as the same thing, though. It doesn't bother me either way. I don't have any sort of stance against it. I'm not gonna call. I don't care. I don't care.
You
One
good?
day it's X, the next day it's Twitter. It's just whatever rolls off the tongue.
All right. Jaeger Blaze says from Zamunda. It's pronounced Mozambique. Rachie says your brother make me sick. He should buy a PS4 to play FIFA. Listen, I tried to offer him my PS5, and he was like he'd rather not have a console than play on the PS5. So that's that.
Man,
Let's okay, Ham. Try not to enjoy that too much. Let's
I'm
get to
sorry.
the business. Let's get to the business.
Yeah, let's get to let's get to the title. Let's get it.
So the first topic this week is begrudgingly I had to put this at the top of the line because I would do the same thing if it was on PlayStation, but here it is. Ark Survival Ascended has an Xbox Series X and S release date, but it's delayed on PlayStation 5. So this is from IGN. It's from IGN. Ark Survival Ascended developer Studio
Yummy.
Wildcard has offered firmer detail on the console version launch, confirming on an Xbox Series X and S release date, but another delay for PS5 version. Ark Survival Ascended is Studio Wildcard's UE5 remake of the original Dinosaur Field survival game. It's now on Steam alongside the original game, but has yet to hit PC or console. In a blog post, Studio Wildcard said Ark Survival Ascended is on track to launch on Xbox Series S and X and Windows PC on November 14. Mark your calendars. November 14, the world is going to end. The Xbox version will be up to spec with the latest PC functionality. How is the S up to spec? You know what? The developer added,
How
and
about
will
that, Loke? How
settle.
about that? What's happening over at Studio Wildcard? Did they figure something out? Did they have a breakthrough? I don't know. Continue though.
And will launch directly into crossplay included with PC version alongside. I should start reading these articles before the show. Anyway, but the PS5 version is delayed further to some point at the end of November. Okay, so it's still coming in the same month and the same year. All right. Studio Wildcard said it is finalizing the date with Sony. We know this isn't ideal, but we're optimistic we'll be able to share a date very soon, the developer said. So here's how the console will work, blah, blah, blah. Do you want to go through the specs, Ham, or just discuss the fact that this is a timed console exclusive?
I really just want to talk about how excited I am to play this
Go
with
ahead.
my friends and my family. Some of my friends from back in my hometown out in Nebraska, and then some family out in Colorado and whatnot. Man, I'm really excited because I put a ridiculous amount of time into Ark Survival Evolved. I think it was like around 150, 145 days into that game. I absolutely loved it. My wife put like 60 or 70 days into it. Her dad put in around the same amount. I think about it was around like 112 days into that game himself. So we love that game and we can't wait for it to come back. I already have it purchased for Steam, but I was playing it and I was like, this is great, but I really miss the camaraderie of hanging out and doing the damn thing with everybody else. But I'm happy to see that it's finally coming out because I was a little nervous because Studio Wildcard has been very messy with their rollout of this game and their information for Arc 2, which is supposed to have Vin Diesel in it because he's a big Arc gamer. Um, and they also supposed to have an animated series that's supposed to come to, I think, like Netflix or something like that in the near future. So they have a lot of stuff on their plate, and I was really kind of surprised. But I mean, I'm happy to see that they have this game out before the end of the month because prior when they launched it on PC, they're like coming to consoles soon. And then they said coming to consoles in November. And I was just like, that means November 30th, probably. Yes, but it ended
Probably.
up being like the 14th or something like that, the 14th or 15th or something. So I'm stoked. I'm ready to go. It's too bad to hear about the PS5 thing, but keep in mind, I mean, we're joking and whatnot about like, oh, that stinks or ha 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 for PS5. But keep in mind, Ark Survival on Ark 2 is supposed to be Xbox exclusive, Xbox PC
Hold
exclusive.
on, what?
Yeah, Ark 2
What?
is supposed to be Xbox and PC exclusive. So in my opinion, I'm
Cut the
sitting here
cap.
looking at the PS. No, I'm not capping. Um, so so I'm looking at this thinking like, man, PlayStation PS5 is lucky to even have an Arc at this point. That they even still care to even provide servers for them and whatnot. But yeah, go on ahead and look up that information, Lo. Read it in a week.
Oh my goodness. Why would I weep, Ham? You know how much I hate this game. Why would I weep? Why? It's like me telling you, right? It's like me telling you, oh, Ham, Football Manager is now exclusive to PlayStation. You wouldn't give a rat's
You're gonna care about
PlayStation. This
Arc
is
when Arc 2
nothing.
comes out. You're going to.
So I
You're
just
gonna
didn't
be
know
like,
Arc was
man, I can't
exclusive
wait to
to
play
Arc
this
2 was
story.
exclusive.
You're gonna love it.
Yeah. It looks nice.
You're gonna be like, this is better than.
Matt
You're gonna
says
be like, this is
Loke about
better
to
than
have a panic
Kojima.
attack. What's better than Kojima?
Once you play Arc 2 and you know get fully engulfed in Vin Diesel, you're gonna be like, man, Kojima, you are now number 2. Studio Wildcard took your place.
Oh my, what?
Get out of here, Kojima Productions. We don't need you.
All right, let me get into the specs. Let me get into the specs. Let me get into the specs while you're losing your mind there in your little corner. Cross-platform with Steam will be enabled for day one for Xbox. We'll be onlining a new set of official servers for the respective game modes, PvP, PvE, and small tribes. These servers will be running boosted rates for a period of time to allow players starting on them to catch up. Our hope is to synchronize the rates by mid-December. We'll also be onlining our first set of console-specific servers at this moment so that players who do not want to play on crossplay can play on those. Okay, Ark Survival Ascended quickly shot up to Steam's top best-selling games. Studio Wildcard acknowledged these issues, admitting to a few bumps developed on the PS5. Okay. So is their final quote. We know there is still plenty more work to be done on all these fronts, but we're committed to making Ark Survival Ascended the best survival game it can be, Studio Wildcard said. We'll continue to release patches with bug fixes and performance improvements in the coming days, along with major feature additions over the following weeks. In the meantime, thank you for your support and patience. We hope you're enjoying AXA. Play the gym, Ryan. Thank you for your unwavering support. Play it. Every time a dev says we thank you for your support, Ham, we
I
have
I
to do it.
actually
Come on.
I
Even
actually
if it's
don't
for
have
your
that
dear
button.
beloved ARC.
I actually deleted voice mod because it was
Oh,
pissing me
yeah.
off so much, so I don't
Sure.
have it anymore. Oh, you think I would want to play that button right now? Please
Okay.
stop it. I'm gonna figure out a way to get my
All
buttons
right.
back, but it ain't gonna be through voice mod because they stink.
All right. All right. Big Man Mode, that also wouldn't happen, Log. Satya wouldn't have it. Satya wouldn't have what? I don't understand. Uh oh yeah, yeah. We do have the memberships. We do have the memberships. You have a small team, they have to optimize it for Vulkan if it's built from DX12. Ham, any comments on why they did this? Because they didn't specify in the article why they're prioritizing Xbox. So why it's coming out like faster on Xbox but not on PC.
On PC? You mean PS5?
Sorry, on PlayStation 5. My bad. My bad.
Well, keep in mind, Ark Survival Evolved. The first one it was in game preview on Xbox One. So I don't know. I just think Xbox has been more of an integral force for them and supported them monetarily more than the PlayStation has. This is what it is. But they were available for everything last generation, including the Switch. And I tell you what, the Switch version was tragic. If you thought the Xbox version was rough, the Switch version was absolutely tragic. but but yeah, I think that's the
Yeah.
reason why.
Well, to be fair, it's on Switch. Come on.
Sure, but like I said, I just think it has more or less to do with funding and where they were given the chance to really get out. Because I know not a lot of people remember, but Ark Survival Evolved, the first one, was in game. Like I said, it was in game preview, but it was only $13. They were begging people to get into that game, and now the game preview is like $40. So obviously, they've seen some positivity through that and see a good way to get in with kind of. I don't know. I think Xbox is a little bit more loose when it comes to providing a game that has some sort of beta or preview or bugginess to it. Xbox is a little bit more willing to do that because they have that insider program that allows you to do that with much more ease than PlayStation betas and stuff like that.
All right. Raichi gifted one TSWS gaming membership to Jesse B.
Jesse
Jesse B,
B.
welcome to the TSWS family. We hope you're here for the long haul. Sir X Man with a super chat. Thank you so much, Sir X Man. Says, what happened with the power of the of the Sony Great SSD? Okay.
Yeah. Look what happened to that
All right.
power.
Get that out of your system, people. Get that. Why? I'm not Mark Cerny. I didn't make the PlayStation. Right? I just played the damn thing.
He said, I'm not Mark
Um.
Cerny. Oh, shit.
All right. So moving on from what? No. I'm just playing. I power it on. I update it. I buy a couple of games, and I keep it moving. So speaking of keeping it moving, I have nothing else to add on Arc.
Yeah, let's go.
Whoever
I'm good.
wants it, enjoy. Whoever doesn't like it, whatever.
I'm just happy
Moving
that's
on.
our first topic.
Blizzard reveals the next 3 Overwatch 2 heroes. Yeah. I did that specifically for you.
Straight out of Milwaukee.
I'm completely indifferent. You know this. I do not care about Arc. But I was like, this is gigantic news for him because I remember you jonesing for a release date. So when I saw this, I was like, damn it, this has to be like, the headline. I
No
don't have
doubt.
a choice right now. Yeah. Um. Oh Lord, what's this? It's true. Xbox has every early access preview game there is on MS Store, while PS none. Spider-Man Fast Travel is as fast as opening the Starfield menu, and then Vincent Vega says overweight too. What are we talking about the weight here? Is this are we talking about Spider-Man? um okay, Sour Blow with the super chat to cleanse the palate. Thank you so much, Sour Blow. Says the power the power being held by two plastic paper clips.
Yeah, that's not
Ham,
very
do you want to talk
cleansing.
about
That's not very
do you want to talk about
cleansing.
the supports for the PS5 Slim or whatever, the new PS5? Because we've never addressed that on the show.
No, it's just terrible. Like I just, I'm not a big fan of it. It looks goofy. I love all the people like
Have you seen the
saying,
PS5, Ham? You're talking about looking goofy. Have you seen the PS5 itself? Have you? Come on,
no,
come
I'm just
on,
saying,
bro.
no, I'm just saying it looks goofy now that it has a kickstand. Now that it has this like weird ass looking kickstand, it looks even more goofy. And I've
Mm.
been seeing people like spamming on Twitter like those things that you used to see in pizza boxes to hold the pizza together in the
Yeah,
center.
yeah, looks just like it. It yeah, pretty much.
Damn, it's tragic.
It makes sense to me at least. And the PS5 is a pizza box. Speaking of power, PS6 will probably charge $60 for the power cable. Okay, you know what? You guys are having too much fun with this. Let's move on. Blizzard
Hey,
reveals the
remember the
next
PS3
three
didn't come with the
Overwatch 2
HDMI
heroes,
cable.
including next month's new tank, Mauga. I'm guessing that's how you pronounce it. Mauga or Mauga. Anyways, so Mauga was actually playable for free as part of a limited time trial run for the tank hero this past weekend, but he's already out of the game. His real debut happens alongside Overwatch 2 Season 8 launch on December 5th. So this is a quote, right, from Blizzard. Equipped with two chain guns, Mauga is ready to bash through the front lines of his opponents and tear through anyone that stands in his way with tons of firepower, Blizzard said about the hero. Ham, any thoughts on Mauga or the other characters? Because if you scroll down on the link that I sent you, there's Venture and Space Ranger. Thoughts?
Oh, I don't care about Overwatch at all. I'm not an Overwatch fan, so that's not bringing me into it. Sorry. Not an Overwatch fan,
Nothing.
never have been,
All
and
right.
probably never will be. But good for Overwatch players. Thumbs up. Happy for you.
Okay. Jacob Nova says Mauga means mountain in another country. Don't know which. If you don't know what the country is, how do you know that it means mountain? Also, Ham, for me, my okay. Follow me here, right? Let's go. Let's go left just a little bit. Just a little bit. Can we agree, Ham, that this, like Mauga specifically, is a stereotypical Islander character? Yes.
Sure. 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 What's wrong with that?
Stereotypes aren't unwelcome in the
No.
States.
No.
Stereotypes are fine.
They're fine as long as the community that the stereotypes about's cool with it. It really is. That's how it works.
Hold on. Say that again.
It's fine if the stereotype that or it's fine if the people that are victim of said stereotype don't feel a bother behind it. It is. It's just how it is.
Okay. Vincent says you better learn to love it when it's going to be promoted full screen on Xbox. Am. That's a good point Vincent brings up. You better learn to love it because you're gonna be seeing Mahoga's mug for a long time.
You know what? I'll just hit B.
It looks
It won't
like the
bother me.
thing from Fantastic Four. No, it's not B, Ham. You can't just hit B. You have to go side, side, and then B or A. Sorry, because
No,
you can't just press
you
B
can just hit
back
B.
out.
You can just hit B.
Are you serious? People are losing their shit on Twitter the whole of last week because
Yeah,
we
you can
couldn't
just
press
hit B.
B.
You can just hit B.
That's embarrassing.
But you know what? I've been so unbothered by it that I can't even verify that. I've been so unbothered by it that I can't even verify it because I haven't been bothered with an ad yet.
Because I remember people specifically bitching about, oh, I can't just not like take part in this.
Man,
but
stop it.
All right. So X-Men with a good point says it looks like the Thing from Fantastic Four. True. I was just curious to get your take on, are stereotypes okay now? Because this seems like very stereotypical. The tattoos, the girth of the character, the facial structure, the whole thing. But this is fine. This is not racist at all. This is just okay. All right. Let's move on.
I don't see why.
Fortnite, another game that Ham probably doesn't care about, but we have to face the facts.
Right.
Numbers don't lie. Fortnite had its biggest day ever with 44 million players thanks to Throwback OG season. So this is the tweet from Fortnite on Twitter. Way to start things off with a big bang. We're blown away by the response to Fortnite OG. Yesterday was the biggest day in Fortnite's history with over 44.7 million players jumping in and 102 million hours of play. To all Fortnite players, OG and you, thank you. Essentially what they did was strip the game down to its bare bones, to what it was at the beginning, sort of like what WoW did with vanilla. So where I want to go with this, Ham, obviously, what's your take on this? But second, is this proof enough that Fortnite will not die?
No, it's proof that we're nostalgia sluts.
Like ever.
Did you hear what I said?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, it proves that we love us some nostalgia in the worst way. Like it just is what it is. And I'm not even mad about it. But yeah, I mean, Fortnite has legs. Really, it matters that you listen to the people. It's crazy how many times. It's crazy how many times developers say, you know what, we decided to listen to the fans, and you know what, we made money. It's like, what the hell did you think was gonna happen? Of course you made money after you listened to the fans. Congratulations. Good job. That's all I got to say about it, brother.
I for me, this is just more proof. The same way people have been talking about the death of WoW for years and years and years, WoW is still there. There's still millions of people playing WoW. I think there's going to be millions of people playing Fortnite in 2030 and maybe even 2040. And this is just more proof. Like, no matter what they do, it seems like as long as they change something, there's an explosion. Because remember, was it last year or the year before, they removed the buildings, and you had an influx of millions of players. They hit record numbers, and it was like, okay, Fortnite has peaked. Now look at this. Yeah, so I was just bringing attention to the fact that we'll have to make peace with Fortnite being here forever. The same way WoW is just there. We all think it's dead, but if you take the time and check the player counts for WoW, it's still millions of people playing it. So moving on. Bad news for PlayStation. Or maybe it's good. I don't know. PlayStation is ending their Twitter X integration next week. So PlayStation, an announcement update posted to the PlayStation support page states that on Monday, November 13th, X integration will end, which includes the ability to view any content published on X and the ability to post and view content, trophies, and other gameplay related activities on X directly from PS4, PS5, or your X linked account. Ham, big deal, not
That dog
not
is
a
letting us
deal,
have it, isn't he?
bro. He kills the rats around here. I just cut him some slack, and he's such a
He
good
said,
boy
"Cut
because
him
he'll
some
kill
slack."
them. I'm serious. He'll kill the rats and he'll come like drop them off at the front door. Every day I leave the house, I have to be careful because the first time I just stepped on something squishy and I was like, "What is this?" And oh my god! And then he comes to me all the time. Every time he comes to me early in the morning before I leave for work, and he's wagging his tail, very proud. Like, look at all the murder I just committed. And then I have to give him a treat. All right, so cut him some slack. Anyways,
You see how he stopped barking right there. He was like, "Finally, I get my damn recognition."
I'm putting in that work. Dude is like Tyreek Hill, and no one is recognized. Well, Tyreek
He's
Hill,
like, "I heard you just hit
before he
1,000,
went to the
sucker.
Dolphins.
Represent me."
Man. And guess his name. Guess his name.
Killer. I don't know.
Blade.
Blade. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's
I swear, I didn't know he was gonna have blood all over his mouth every night before I named him Blade. He was just a cute little puppy. I was like, his name is Blade. And this dude doesn't need a katana, doesn't need guns. He is just murdering it out there. Anyways, go ahead.
I love that Vincent Vega said, "Are there no cats?" And he said, "Are there no cats in Texas?"
All right, for all the new subscribers, it's an in joke we have around here. I am not in Texas. There's a reason there's an African flag behind me, right? I'm in Mozambique. It's on the southern tip
of Texas,
of Africa. It's whatever. This guy. Welcome in. Jax82 says congrats to 1,000. Sometimes they bring the rats onto the what? The bed? All right. My dog doesn't do that.
It looks like keep your ass outside.
Oh my god, Matt, check out Matt. I don't know why he's so ashamed of his home state. Matt, if you don't, this guy. Ham, going back to the matter at hand, PlayStation removing Twitter integration. Is this a big deal, small deal, nothing?
No, I don't think it's a big deal because, I mean, the same thing happened to Xbox not that long ago. I think this is more of a problem with Twitter than it is a problem with PlayStation. But keep in mind, PlayStation
and Xbox saw it first, if we're being fair.
Yes, exactly. Xbox might have been paying more. You never know. You know, right? So they may have seen where they were going and said, no, we're not doing that. And PlayStation decided to hold on a little bit tighter for a little bit, just so, keep some things going. But then they, ran the numbers back and said, not a lot of people using this, and we paying like $50K a month for this. This is dumb.
Bye.
Yeah, exactly. See you later. I mean, we trying to put money into these games and stuff like that, and ain't nobody using this piece of our service and whatnot, and you're trying to tax us? No. So I mean, I don't blame PlayStation for doing that. Xbox did it. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that Nintendo does it sometime soon as well, because they have integration with Twitter
Nintendo
as well.
have? Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yep, you can send stuff straight to Twitter from your Nintendo. So yeah.
Sapo says, then what's the share button for? That's a very good question.
It's
you guys made a whole ass button.
Sour Blow says, breaking news, Elon Musk said he will look into it. Are you being serious, or are you just being
because it sounds like something he would do, but also something he would totally ignore. Oh my, Rachie and Matt, you guys, either I'm the most African man that's ever existed, right? With Rachie saying Loki is a direct descendant of Shaka Zulu, or I'm still in Texas, because Matt says he'll say he's from literally anywhere.
It's the
Other than
latter.
I'm not. Oh my god!
It's
All
the
right, all
latter.
right. Okay, so Sour Blow's serious. He says Elon Musk tweeted back. Okay, okay. They have the clips, pictures in the console. That's why the share button is for. Yeah, he get. Okay, I don't think Jason Portillo got the joke, Sapo. I don't think he got the joke. Ham, this is a big, for me personally, right? This is a big, gigantic nothing burger because the PlayStation app doesn't even work in Mozambique.
Ooh,
I have to be in South Africa.
I
Yeah,
forgot
I have to
about
be in South
that. I
Africa.
forgot
Oh yeah,
about that. So
do
you
not
can't even
forget about
you
that.
can't share anything anyways.
I can't buy games. I can't share game. I can't share gameplay. I don't exist again to PlayStation. So for me, this
That's why
is
you
a
love
big,
PlayStation so
gigantic
much.
nothing burger. I was more. All right. I was more. I'm a masochist. All right. I was more concerned when Xbox did it because the Xbox app works in Mozambique, and I actively use to share gameplay directly, like from the console. Something cool would happen for those 30 seconds, and then I'll just send it to Twitter, and that was cool. And then Xbox cut that off, and yeah. So yeah, for me, the big nothing. Move on. Jason Portillo, can't you just use a VPN to get around? Jason, I'm gonna say this for the 1,000th time, and I'll say it again. All right, Dusty, Dusty, I will
Love
come
it.
and find you. All right. He says sucks when apps don't work in Text Frica. Okay, Jason, the reason I don't, the reason I don't use VPNs is because I've had the privilege to get in touch with people that not maybe run places like Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo, but people who are in the know for these companies. And I know for a fact they do keep track of numbers in certain locations, in all locations actually. And they even have some in jokes about like, yo, did you see there's like 6 people in Somalia playing Xboxes right now, right? So that's the funny part. But the business part, which is the one that I care about, if there's more people logging on in Mozambique on PlayStation, on Xbox, not using VPNs, there's people keeping track of that. Oh, there's AI keeping track of that. And it will get flagged when we reach the right thresholds. And then they'll increase marketing, and then they'll increase availability of consoles, availability of physical games, etc., etc. A good example is, what was it, 2 weeks ago, Ham? We had Seamus Blackley on Bullsitting on Friday. He came on as a guest. It was fun. I was bitching about the fact that Xbox has zero presence in Mozambique. Zero, right? I was just bitching directly to him. I don't know if when Seamus shows up somewhere, there's people from Xbox that pay attention to that, or if Seamus has contacts that he got in touch with. I don't know. I'm grasping right now. All I can tell you is that happened on a Saturday. I went to the gym on a Monday, and for the first time in my entire life, in my home country, I saw an Xbox ad. Like I've never seen it in any type of structure. I've never seen any ad in Mozambique. That was the first time I saw an Xbox ad. I've seen PlayStation ad nauseum. I haven't seen the Xbox ones. So what I'm trying to get at you is when you use VPNs, if I use a VPN, I disappear from Mozambique and I appear in Mexico, I appear in the US, I appear wherever. And that matters to the people that keep track of the metrics. Me personally, I want to contribute to a future where Mozambicans have a legitimate space in gaming. We might not have a giant conference or whatever, but at least the companies know there's 100,000, there's 50,000 people playing Xbox in Mozambique. So let's make it easier for them to buy games on PlayStation. Let's make it easier for them to register for this and that and whatever.
Loke said
Okay?
he wants to hold it down
Yes.
for H
Numbers.
time. You know what I'm saying?
M Town. Anyway, whatever, man. You know what? Vincent says a business idea for Lok 7, become a VPN provider in Texas, and we get 1 million people to connect to to up the numbers. You know what? I'm gonna look that up. Let me. You know what? Sometimes we discuss things and we just joke around. I want to look into that. Let me take a screenshot of your idea. I'll save it on my reviews of like stuff we discuss on the show, and then I'll see if I can move on with that. If I can do something with it. Anyways, I spoke like a true Xbox politician. You know what? Let's move on here. We're good on the PlayStation ending Twitter X integration, correct?
Yep.
All right. So moving on, Nintendo Switch surpasses 100. I'll say it again: 132 million units sold, alongside Great Tears of the Kingdom, Pikmin, and 4 results. The Switch continues to inch closer to becoming Nintendo's best-selling hardware ever, as it has now surpassed 132 million units sold. It did so thanks to great software sales for new first-party games released this year, like Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom and Pikmin 4. This news comes from Nintendo's fiscal year 2024 second quarter financial results, which ended September 30th. In it, we learned the Switch has officially reached 132.46 million units sold, getting it closer to the company's best-selling hardware, the Nintendo DS, at 154.02 million units sold. The only other console above the DS overall is the PS4 at roughly 158 million units sold. Ham, what are your feelings on, like, what are the odds that Nintendo gives us a new console with all these milestones being reached?
100%.
It's definitely coming.
Yeah, why wouldn't they want to strike while the iron's hot?
Sorry, I was reading the comments. Oh, you guys are really messy today. I think it's about us reaching 1,000. So you think they're definitely coming out with a new console?
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm either expecting announcement sometime either in the summer for around like the whole I hate calling it the E3 time of year because it's just not anymore, right? So like what do we call that now? The Gamescom time of the year, or I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, I think it'd be sometime during around the summer
Hold the
or
phone. Hold the phone. We have someone that speaks Portuguese in the chat. I'm about to prove that I am from Mozambique and I'm in Mozambique. Genesis PT, bem-vindo a TSWS Gaming. Eu sou realmente moçambicano, vivo na cidade de Maputo. Se tiveres algumas questões, podes pôr tudo em português nos comentários, eu vou te responder. Só para provar que eu realmente sou e estou em Moçambique.
man speaking pig Latin.
So, buzz off. That's an actual language. I'm not pretending to speak. This is, oh my God, whatever. Anyway, Yodani says, hell yeah, brother. H-Time, hold it down. Baby. Say hi to Mike Jones and Paul Wall for me. Hey, Paul Wall with the ice. That was dope. That was dope.
Switch
Like
a house.
Sapo says, but if you're in Texas, you don't need a VP. You know what? Genesis PT, please confirm in the comments that I was speak. Your daddy says he's speaking that jujutsu Spanish. Fuck it. I'm done. I'm done fighting you guys. Fuck you guys. Oh my God. Check out SoundBlow. Wow, AI has really come a long way. It has a fellow Texan talking Portuguese. You know what? Screw you guys. All of you guys. I'm going home. All right. Speaking of which, did you see the South Park episode ripping Disney?
Oh yeah,
Into
the Pandaverse. Yeah, that
Oh
was
my
something.
Lord.
Yeah. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, South Park has a new like kind of movie. It's like 45 minutes long. It's like a movie-ish TV show.
Bro,
But
worth it.
it's yes, it is hilarious because it's called like Enter the
Amazing. It's
Panterverse or
amazing.
like something like that. And
Pandaverse.
yeah, Panderverse. And yeah, the
I
way
watched it
that
twice.
Cartman switches sides with the black chick, I just thought that was just
Slowly.
so
Slowly. He
funny.
switched. Remember how he would switch like incrementally he would say things. Oh,
It
that
was
was just
genius the
yes,
way they
Vincent.
did it
South
too,
Park was
because
godlike.
it was a god tier episode because if you didn't understand what was going on, it was literally society, right? Where it's just like, so you know, these people are uncomfortable. So instead, now let's make these people uncomfortable. To now we're all like it's just it was just a great showing of what we kind of are today, including the people. He's like, people don't know how to do shit anymore. And then they use the adults, and the
Yeah,
adults didn't know
yeah,
how to do
yeah.
shit either. It was great. It was great because it's just the reality.
And I
I don't
also
know how
like
many
that they
times.
didn't pick a side. They ripped everyone.
Oh yeah. I mean, they're great at that. I love that they really kind of put a magnifying glass because it reminded me when I was watching that of like old sitcoms back in the day. You know, you watch Family Matters, you watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and what would happen anytime Phil or Carl would try to fix something? They'd break it, they'd ruin it, they'd screw it
Yeah.
up, and the first thing they'd say is, "Why don't you just call the handyman?" All the stuff when they say millennials don't know how to do shit, this is the boomers didn't know how to do shit either. I love the way South Park did that.
It
They're
was
like,
all
yo,
fucked up.
don't pretend they knew how to do shit. They was calling the handyman back then too. And I was like, facts.
Yes.
Facts.
Yes. Yes. Sir X-Man with the super chat says Loke is speaking Compton slang. Get out the hood. All right. All right. You know what? For anyone that's interested, right? If you're not watching this live, go to the chat. You will see Genesis PT just confirmed that I was speaking Portuguese fluently, I might add. All right. So let's go with that.
Genesis. All right. Logan,
Anyways, what
get
we're
your
talking about?
second
Nintendo,
account
right?
off of here trying to confirm yourself. We know. We know that's you. We know that's you.
I'm done. I'm done trying. I am so done trying. I'm done trying. I'm done. It's over.
All right, let's continue.
This guy. I need some milk. Anyways, here the best-selling Nintendo console. So the DS at 154 and 2 million units. Did you buy a DS, Sam?
No, I didn't.
Did you contribute to the 154?
Nope.
Okay. So the last console that you bought was a Switch, correct?
Yeah. Then before that, it was like a GameCube. Like I wasn't big into the Wii or anything. I actually own a couple Wii games, which is crazy, right? Because I'm thinking I'm gonna probably get a Wii at some point. But when it was hot, when it was a thing, I didn't have anything but GameCube, and then the next thing was a Switch. That's where I'm at.
Okay. For me, like I've said on various. Oh, hold on. We have a super chat. Yo, Donnie Casada, thank you so much for the super chat, bro. Says take 1,000 pennies to celebrate 1,000 subscribers, but not without my 2 cents. The US is getting too expensive. It isn't all the boomers' fault. AI is scary, and I hope alternative media succeeds over the old guard. So much to disseminate there.
I love that. That was a phenomenal way to use a $10 super chat right there.
Yeah.
He described a lot, and the way that he set it up was great.
Yeah, yeah.
That was cool.
I have some takes on this one. I saw the interview with Elon Musk and the Prime Minister of the UK. I'm forgetting his name. Anyways, he said something in the little chat, and he's like, AI is going to replace all the jobs, right? and people are going to get to choose whether they want to do a job or not. Because there's people that need to actually work, people that
Right.
don't know how to just chill,
And
just to just hang
somebody's
out.
got
You
to
know what I mean?
manage what's going on, right?
Um, so my question to you, Ham, do you think that is a good thing? And do you think we are going to benefit the common man? Oh, okay. Sorry. The Prime Minister of the UK is Rishi Sunak. I hope that's how to pronounce it. So it was Elon Musk and Rishi Sunak. Ham, go ahead. You were saying something.
No, I was just more or less saying there has to be somebody to be able to manage this, and yeah, that will shrink teams down and then put just a few people in charge. But my whole thing is, once you take care of a need, then there's always some sort of after every action there's a reaction, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
we could say, oh man, this is going to take away this, and then all of a sudden we have these new jobs that appear out of nowhere, right? Oh, content
Mm-hmm.
creating is going to kill newspaper and media and all this stuff. Newspaper and media are still around. They found other
Yeah.
ways to
They
do it.
evolved, but they're fine.
And in fact, it's just
Yeah.
like, in my opinion, it's almost like what you see with the gaming industry. I was talking to K Mega about this, and it was funny how it kind of happened in real time as we were talking about it. He was telling me about how, like how do I feel about, these big companies and getting rid of predominant people that work within their company, like the composer or whatever that dude was for Bungie. I'm messing up his name right now. I was like, I don't know right off the top of my head, but he recently lost his job, and he was just like, a lot of these people that are in this gaming industry, how do they form or do something about it? And I was just like, eventually there's going to be enough of them that are having a problem that somebody's just going to be like, you know what, let's start a new gaming company. Look at what
Yes. Yes.
happened. Look at what happened back in like the 70s or 80s when Atari did what they did. A few people left Atari and said, we're starting Activision, the first third-party company.
Mm.
So that's what I'm saying. Whenever there's an action, there's a reaction, and like people will somehow figure out a way to keep living, figure out a way to keep doing what they really actually wanted to do. Once they figure out a way to get from under that thumb, they can show you how they really move. And sometimes, that makes the industry better, bigger, and more sustainable. I mean, if it wasn't for Activision doing what they did, or if it wasn't for Atari floundering the way that they did, you wouldn't have maybe seen Nintendo say, oh, they're working so hard at trying to give you the most fidelity, the most bits. They're trying to give you all these. I mean, let's bring it back and get really good at what we know we're good at. So that's why I mean that's why you're seeing the Switch do as good as it's doing today, is because they're just like, yo, we understand they're the ones chasing the money right now. We know that we can make this cheap stuff look like quality. So they just said, we're done following them. We're going to do our own thing, and look at them now. It's
Yeah.
all about adjusting. It's all about adjusting. People will figure out a way.
Okay, but that's a nice way to look at the whole encroaching of AI. But what happens? How do we get our bills paid? How do we pay for our food and all this other stuff if 90% of us are unemployed? Because
You'll
that's
see a
what.
huge you'll see probably a huge influx of LLCs coming out. People just starting their own businesses and making it happen. What did we see when Pong happened? How many damn companies started after Pong came out?
Oh yeah, it was a gold rush.
Go back
essentially.
and do your history. Do your history. Go look at and see how many companies came out with their own system. And then once that hit a wall, they found
Mhm.
somewhere to swing into. Somebody did. These companies either they backed off and said, "Hey, this isn't for me," or they got sold, or they did something to get around it, to continue, to keep being a business. So, I mean, we can say, "What if? What if? What if? What if I trip? What if I fall? What if my wallet
We can
falls
only
out of my
deal with what's
pocket?"
in front of us.
Exactly. All you can do is just figure out another way.
All right. So lastly, on the whole Mario and Switch selling like hotcakes, the best-selling Switch games, and this for me, right? I wouldn't have guessed any of these games would have won. Well, maybe Smash, but the number one selling Switch game is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with 57 million units. Animal Crossing New Horizons, thanks to Cozy Beluga, she probably bought like 5 million of these anyway, with 43 million. And then Super Smash Bros. 32 million. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, 31 million. Super Mario Odyssey, 26 million. Two Pokemon games, both 26 and 23 respectively. Super Mario Party, 19 million. The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, already at almost 20 million. And New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, 16.7 million. Any surprises here, Ham?
No, not at all. I mean, what I just say just a little bit ago, we're nostalgia
Mm.
sluts. Everybody is. You use all those old
Yo,
names and say new version of this, and you know the pedigree behind it. You're just like, feed me, like those. Your average, folks that love Nintendo is like Loke with Kojima. They just love it. Just anything, just whatever you have to give me. I already know your pedigree. Just give it to me.
yeah, just slap a Metal Gear logo on it. I'll buy it. It's cool. Essentially, that's it. Just put a Metal Gear Solid logo on it, and I'll buy the damn thing. It's cool. Anyways, moving on. EA Sports WRC review. So this one is mostly me because
It sure
I
is.
recently fell in love again with WRC. I used to play the crap out of them until I stopped for some reason at WRC 8 a couple of years ago. I skipped 9 and then I got into Generations. So I bought 9 on the Series X, but I still haven't played it because it's with my brother. Although I did like just destroy Generations. I played through the whole thing, level 150 and everything. So what I found out, right, when I was looking for the next WRC, like when is it coming out, I ended up finding out on the net that the people that used to publish it, so Nacon, lost the rights last year. So EA picked up the rights to the WRC franchise, and they got Codemasters to make the next WRC. Just for context, the previous WRC, which is Generations, was highly rated. Everyone that is into that genre says it's one of the best all time. Clearly, the new one, it hasn't been well received. So we're looking at the WRC review from IGN. It says the game is just okay. Gave it a 6. Mr. Luke Riley said EA Sports WRC feels like a great racing game trying to fight its way out of an unfinished one. I'm just going to assume that Luke likes racing games because he did give Motorsport an 8, and he gave Hot Wheels Unleashed an 8 as well. The Crew Motorfest he gave a 7. I'm slightly annoyed that he thinks the Motorfest is better than WRC, but that's neither here nor there. Ham, what are your thoughts on WRC being on EA and getting a low score?
I don't care. This isn't a game that I generally pay attention to. I've never downloaded this. I don't care. I'm not going to sit here and cap. I do not care. How about that?
It's like that.
Yeah, it's like that.
Straight to the point. Matt likes game says Motorfest slaps. If you like it, Matt, then definitely it does not slap. WRC games are always heavily discounted. Is it normal? It's it's a simulation game that doesn't. It's got a very niche appeal to it, Raichi. So a lot of people just skip it because the people that have tried it, it's very hard to play. You don't just I can't explain it, but it's not a game you can just get in and then accelerate and then turn left and turn right. You have to like get into the guts of the game, the guts of the engine, suspension, and all types of stuff for you to even understand what's going on. Sexman says rally games are awesome. Yes, they are, but I think WRC is like too technical for a lot of people. So I can understand why games like Dirt, uh, Gravel, etc., they get more people in, but rarely is like for people that want to get right in there. Like you want to get the closest to simulation as possible. So yeah. Yeah, I forgot Loke doesn't like fun, relaxing gameplay. So again, Matt, you're just proving my point. You're not relaxing if you're playing WRC properly, right? You're not relaxing. It is high tension. You're sweating. When your palms are sweating, it is, I would say it's the Dark Souls of racing. That's what I would say. It is very hard. So yeah, don't get WRC, Matt. Go and play Forza Horizon. All right. Uh Rachie says is way easier to drive compared to Dirt Rally, in my opinion. What? Dirt is like it's not even simulation. Dirt is arcade. At least that was my experience. Fun and relaxing. You don't like that LMAO? No, I don't. I'm the guy that plays Metal Gear. I play Football Manager. I like things that challenge the mind. Anyways, I'm very concerned about this score from IGN, but
IGN's been on a tear lately,
still
bro.
getting WRC. I'm still getting it. And from what I've seen from the trailers, it looks very nice. I saw a feature where I can essentially build the car myself, and that looks delicious. Like I can build not just the parts, the inner parts, which is what you could do in the previous ones. You can build it on the exterior as well. So you can pick proper headlights, the dashboard. You can build the whole body bit by bit by bit, and it just looks amazing. I cannot wait to play this. I hope I have time for it. Ham, sure you don't want to add anything?
I see drawing TJ down there disrespecting Motorfest right now.
Ham?
And yeah, but anyways,
Ham, are you there?
you're the one that can't hear me.
Ham?
This fool right here.
Did I just bug out?
Yes. But anyways, I think Motorfest. I think Motorfest.
Point is, I'm getting it day one.
My goodness, Lo, get it together.
Okay. Pixel's laughing his ass off. All right, welcome in, Pixel. Says Loke in the time zone. Hey, Jason Portillo says he can hear both of us.
It's you.
And then how are you a PlayStation fan? Says Yodani says, how are you a PlayStation fan? That's the thing, Yodani. I'm not a PlayStation fan. I am a gaming fan. I just don't. People just put me in this PlayStation box, and I don't have the patience to fight it. I'm just like, whatever, dog. I'll fight you guys about saying that I'm in Texas, but not the whole PlayStation fan bit. Sapo says the only sweaty games I like are fighting games. Sapo, will you be getting Tekken 7? I'm curious. So X-Man says you haven't enjoyed a rally game until you get a racing rig like me. Lord. Okay.
Okay.
As soon as I can afford it, bro. Soon as I can afford it. Loke is
Loke
a
ain't getting that.
sensible pony.
Loke
What?
ain't getting that.
Sensible pony.
A sensible pony.
Okay. Okay.
Loke is just a flat out
Anyways, I'm
pony. He's
getting
just a flat out
WRC
pony.
as soon as I can. What? This guy.
Oh, you can
Let's
hear me
move on.
now.
Let's
You
move
can
on.
hear me now.
WRC for the win. Okay, so now you cut out again. I'm guessing I'm the one who's botting right now.
Yes, it is
Yes,
you.
I
That's
can hear
fine.
you. Of course I can hear you.
You're behind.
Out here
You are behind.
capping. You are capping. That's I can hear you calling me a pony. I can hear you. I'm not a pony. Welcome in Verg Brizzle. Says TSWS fire emoji. Yeah, enjoy. Oh god. All right, Sapo's definitely getting Tekken 7. I'm calling it right now. Sapo's getting Tekken 7. All right, let's move on to the next one, Ham. Blizzard boss expects the studio to feel more independent than ever before under Xbox. So before I even read the article, Ham, I think this is not a good idea because I think it's safe for Mike to assume this because like my favorite saying goes, past performance informs future results. Phil is notorious for letting people do whatever they want to do, right? But I don't think it's a good idea to let Blizzard do whatever they want to do. Because to assume that they're in a bad place today because of just what was his name, Bobby Kotick decided, I think is unfair. It Blizzard is gigantic. It's not one guy that was siphoning everyone's creativity out of the building. Can we agree on that?
Sure.
Yeah. That's all I wanted to say before I get into the article. Because I don't like Bobby Kotick as much as the next guy, but it's just unfair to say no, it's all on him. Anyway, let's get into it. Discussing the impact of the deal in an interview with The Verge, Ibarra said he thinks Blizzard will be afforded more freedom than has previously been the case. So these are his quotes. I think the way Xbox boss Phil Spencer approaches building teams and focusing on culture and enabling creative freedom is going to give Blizzard a lot more of that sense of being an independent studio than ever before, he said. That's what I really mean when I talk about a new era of possibilities of empowerment, of serving players even better than we ever have. Ibarra, who joined Blizzard in 2019 following almost 20 years at Microsoft, was joined by Spencer on stage during BlizzCon opening ceremony last week. Oh, I remember this. Remember, Ham? I think we did a show on this. Um, Ibarra was at Xbox for a very long time, and he left, and people were talking about, oh, Xbox is gonna fall apart because this guy was like pivotal, etc.,
Yeah, him
etc.
and Rod Ferguson.
And here we are. He's back at Xbox. Technically, technically, they're back at Xbox. Blizzard's influence is everywhere, and because of of its enduring legacy and phenomenal revolutionary development, with a care and a craft that is incredibly rare in this industry, he said. Our commitment at Xbox is to bring more games to more players in more places. And now that Blizzard is part of Xbox, we will nurture the essence of what has made Blizzard unique. So, buzzwords, buzzwords, buzzwords. Thoughts, Sam?
No, I actually do think it's a good idea because obviously they know how to make money, but maybe they were stifled in some sort of way, either it's monetarily or they had to get some sort of specific like check marks taken care of when it comes to make sure this makes this amount of money, make sure it hits it hits these targets or yada yada. I mean, I'm sure they still got targets and whatnot that they're after, but being able to kind of know that you got the backing of something like Game Pass under your belt, and you have the funds from something like Microsoft behind your belt as well. And hey, maybe you already showed Phil kind of what you guys have cooking on the menu. So I'm sure at some point, maybe Phil looked at all that stuff that they got kind of going on and scratched his head and said, you know what, I'm just going to back off and let y'all do y'all thing. Y'all look like y'all set. But as for Activision, we're going to have to take care of them. Blizzard, you look fine right now, King. You look pretty good too. But Activision, we need to
Yep.
take a hold of y'all and get y'all um, looking good and correct. So I think really, as long as they take care of Blizzard in the sense of like the whole unionization and just making sure that they're comfortable with what they're doing and the people that they have surrounding them, which it sounds like they are pretty comfortable with the people that are around them and doing their thing, then I don't see why they would have to stick their nose in it all the time. We don't want to see what happened with Square Enix and, Forspoken with the writers and that, where it's like Square Enix is telling them how to make the game that they asked them to make for them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy to hear that Phil is just going to kind of, he might have a few things to say to him, but for the most part, just letting them do their thing.
Phil's just gonna chill, essentially.
I don't know how much chilling he's gonna do. He's gonna be busy with Activision. He might not be busy with Blizzard, but he's gonna be busy with Activision.
Pretty much. Big Mad Mo says buzzword. Like just like Phil said, he was going to Japan. That's a good point. That is a good point. Phil is a dangerous dude. Don't mess with Phil. I personally, I'm done messing with Phil. Hell no.
Yeah, they thought he was soft. They thought that man was
No.
soft, but that man smiled the entire time, and nobody knew that he had knifey in his back pocket. Yeah, he had knifey in his back pocket, and he said, "I'm about to take that." He said, "I'm about to take that tape off of his mouth and let him speak. He's finna get to speaking."
Yeah.
Stab me.
Just let me stab him. Genesis PT says they agree. They disagree with me, and they're an Overwatch fan. Nice. Says Ibarra was getting emotional on stage. Ham, did you see the Mike Ibarra speech?
Yes,
I didn't see it.
Yes, he was very emotional. He after Phil left the stage and he was getting ready to talk and he was thanking people. It was one of those moments where he is like, I'd like to think, and I was like, yo, this dude is like, he's looking like a person that just got married happy. Kind of like look on his face. You know what I'm saying? Like when you finally been working so hard. It's just like us with this whole 1,000 subs thing, right?
Yeah.
Where it's just like I don't know how to thank you guys, but thank you. You know what I'm saying? It was 100% one of those kind of feelings. Earlier live during Boom's show, I seen it go to 1,000. I seen it go from 997, and then I refreshed and it said 1K, and I was like, yo, I was just kind of taken back a little bit. I went to YouTube and went to our account and whatnot, and I seen that we have ad revenue available now, bro. I haven't turned it on yet because I wanted to talk to you a little bit about it, but I'm just like, yo, we got there. I remember when it was just us two, watching it, and it'd say 2 people watching, and I knew exactly what 2 people it was. And if it was 3, I knew it was either my wife or yours.
No, it was always 3. It was always 3 because I would always take my wife's phone and I would press play on the link on my wife's phone. So it was always three. Come on.
Yeah, exactly, man. So
But
and
yeah,
yeah, so yeah, that moment meant a lot to us, but like, yo, Mike Ybarra was on stage, and we always see these people, and here's something that I want to like reiterate. We always see these people say, "Thank you, I'm so happy," yada 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 on Twitter, right? And
yeah,
everyone's just
yeah.
like, "That's just public speak. That's just they gotta say that, right?"
Is it genuine?
Is
Is
it
it genuine?
exactly? Is it genuine? What I seen watching BlizzCon, I was like, "Oh, he meant that shit. He meant that shit." When he said he is happy to be there, happy to have a direction that he can see actually flourishing. He feels like he has freedom. I mean, man, that guy's eyes said, "Let freedom ring." You feel me?
Free at last! Free at last! That was a reference to a very old movie, but I like it. Um, Yo, Danny says, seriously, you guys are entertaining AF, but Cozy is too loud. LOL. You know what? You need the night to appreciate the day. That is all I am going to say. All right. Oh, and that rhymed.
Yeah, it did.
That did
How's that?
rhyme.
How's that?
um. Okay. So with the whole Blizzard thing, I already read the quotes and stuff. Ham, the my fear, right, for Xbox and all their acquisitions. I can't address this without bringing in all the previous ones. My fear with Xbox is that they get so big and they don't do justice to all the franchises they're already on. Because like Xbox has a problem that Embracer wishes it had. Embracer has all these IP, they don't have the money to support everyone, right? Xbox has even more IP. Well, not even more. They have a comparable size of IP, and their past performance with like Rare, for example, hasn't been great, in my opinion. The devs have said that they're the ones who are not interested in doing stuff like Conquer and all their previous stuff. But in
Yeah,
my
you can't force
opinion,
them to do it
they
if they don't
haven't
want to do it.
done justice to, again, Ham, I'm just giving my opinion on this one. They haven't done justice to the devs and IP that they acquired. All right. Maybe I'm wrong here, but the way I see it, right? I'm not going to acquire Naughty Dog, for example. I'm not going to acquire Naughty Dog, and they don't make The Last of Us. They don't make what's that game with Nathan? What's it called?
Uncharted?
Uncharted games. Yes, I'm not acquiring Rare if I'm not going to make Banjo. Why are you acquiring EA, but you're not going to make Madden? You're not going to make Mass Effect, etc., etc. My fear is that they're going to go so hands off, they're going to let all these IPs stagnate because I'm sure the devs are burnt out. The COD devs, I'm sure they're tired of doing COD. They're tired. They'd rather do something else. Everyone just leaves the stuff that made Activision Activision. Everyone leaves the stuff that made Blizzard Blizzard because they want to do something new. The new stuff might be great, but I am interested in the old stuff. The reason why Activision has the weight, right, has the worth that it has is because of the old stuff. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Because that's my concern.
I mean,
That's my concern.
I'm not too
Hey,
concerned about that.
Boogeyman, welcome in, Boogeyman. Go ahead, Em.
I'm not too concerned about that because
No,
I feel like when that happened, Xbox was kind of at their worst spot, right? They got some acquisitions and stuff like that, but it was like too late to the party. And remember, Rare already said that they didn't want to work on some of those games and whatnot, but they did end up putting out a banger that kind of had a slow start, which was Sea of Thieves. So I definitely
Yeah,
do
yeah,
see more of a push and more of a hunger from Xbox this time around, and seeing that they have all of these studios now, you can't tell me now that you don't see that they are clearly working. They are clearly working on something. We know Obsidian's working on a few different things. South of Midnight, Outer Worlds 2. We know we know the coalition's working on something. We're hoping that Rare in the background's working on something. We know Undead Labs is working on something. We know all of these fools out here are working on something. So the whole fear of, oh, they bought this stuff, but I'm not sure if they're gonna use them. They literally told us that they're working on stuff. So to have that fear that you think that they're not gonna really have anything, or or not use it correctly, is kind of an afterthought that keeps being reiterated for some reason. So I personally think that I mean, Phil already came up. We already heard about Guitar Hero just
all right.
recently.
Let's give him
We
some
heard
time.
about Guitar Hero. We just recently heard about Hexen. We've seen Phil with the Hexen t shirt on. We already know about, like Crash has still been out here doing stuff without Xbox. So imagine them with Xbox. I think I personally don't think there's anything to worry about. I think you're tripping.
I'm tripping. All right. I hope I'm tripping because I've made no secret of the fact that I'm looking forward to playing a new Tenchu. Even if they just take the old Tenchu and just put on some nice graphics, I'm down. Give me Tenchu. Give me
I mean, like I
Tenchu.
said, I want, like I said, I'm not expecting them to do all of it, but I'd like to, but some things I'd like to see. Obviously, a true crime. I'd love to see a prototype. I'd love to see a Deadpool come
Ooh,
back. I'd
prototype.
love to see them figure out something with Transformers. Like there's a lot of stuff that they have access to that they've done in the past that I'd like to see come back. Um, just like if Bungie were to come out and redo Oni, that would be crazy for PlayStation. That would be insane. So like it's just like I want to see these acquisitions not only for Xbox but for PlayStation flourish. I don't want to see what I've seen from Bungie in the news. Tragic. It's terrible. And it just kind of gives you kind of the past bad taste of what you got as an Xbox fan or as
Yeah,
an
that's been
Activision fan.
a
And
bit
now it's a
unfortunate.
bad taste in Sony's
Yeah.
mouth. And they're like, ugh, not again. so so
Yeah.
yeah, man, brother, that's just all I'm trying to say. And that's and I think Xbox has a good future and a good idea with what they want to do going forward compared to 2013 between 2018. They kind of looked a little wishy-washy, but this generation I feel like really is like the generation of hope. A lot of people expected this generation to be the generation for Xbox to take off. I honestly think it's next generation because they got all these acquisitions this generation. They transitioned to PC. They transitioned to cloud. They're transitioning to mobile. They're going harder in Japan, in the Asian market and whatnot. This is a transformational generation for Xbox, next generation for Xbox, and down the line there is the solidified spot for them. Right now they're just in transform mode. And I've been saying this since the beginning of this generation that this is strictly them re what like rebranding essentially who they really are. You see, they got away from so much green all the time, and it's like black and white. Xbox, black and white, plain and simple to see. Right, green is obviously still in the DNA, but you. You can see some of their branding has changed. The way that they go about things has changed. The way that they serve you their games on a dish is different. Just everything about Xbox is night and day compared to the Xbox One generation.
Whew. Damn. I hope we get that check. I hope it clears, bro. After
Stop it.
that soliloquy.
Stop.
Wow. Just damn. Who needs ad revenue? Am I right? Anyway,
Stop it.
I brought up my concern, but to add a last point on this issue, and then we can move on because this is becoming an Xbox loving, and I'm uncomfortable. All right, Ham. If Xbox can pull off what they've been talking about with these acquisitions all the way from the first one they did with Mojang all the way up to Activision, if they can pull off their vision of a big AAA game every 3 months, day one on Game Pass. It in fact doesn't even have to be Game Pass. If they can do that, they can scrap Game Pass. If they can give the players a AAA quality game every 3 months, it's over. Because not even Nintendo has that type of output. But now Xbox has the quantity in terms of IP. I'm just not so sure about the teams that are going to follow through. We'll see. We'll see. But if they can do it, it's over. Moving on. The first gameplay footage of Hogwarts Legacy on Switch has been shared.
Oh man. Oh
Remember, I told you
snap.
months ago we were going to definitely watch this. We have to watch this,
Oh.
bro. Please
Oh.
click on the link. We need to watch this. Everyone needs to watch this. All right.
Like no, I clicked on the link. There's no video.
What?
Where's the
Hold
video? Is
on.
there a video?
There's a link here to X. Hold on.
I mean, I have the link to first gameplay footage of Hogwarts Legacy, which has been shared, but I don't see the video in the link.
Hold no, if you open the article, right?
Yep.
Scroll down. Oh, son of a. God damn it. Hold on. Now I
Mm-hmm.
closed the fucking tab. Oh, no, don't worry. I got it. I got it. So if you scroll down, right, there is a link to a Twitter account.
Ah,
That
man, come on now. Why don't you just give me that link?
I just sent you the article, bros. I like I told you, I like to
Like, there's
react
a
to stuff
link
live.
in the link.
In the link. Yes,
Come
I like
on,
to react
man.
live to this stuff instead of spoiling it for myself.
Well,
I
you
want to be
spoiled it for
shocked
me.
with. I want to be shocked with you. All right.
I'm sitting here looking for this damn link in the link, and I ain't finding it, bruh. So you better just send me the actual link to the Twitter account because this is silly.
To the Twitter. All right, hold on. Okay, so I just opened the link to the Twitter, and son of a bitch, it looks like it's just images. This
Tragic.
motherfucker. How someone wrote an article based on pictures. Hold on, let me go to my. Okay, it's in the DMs that I sent you.
Okay.
I just sent you on Twitter. Let me go back to the
There it
original
is.
videogamechronicles.com. What the fuck, guys? What are you guys doing? So it says here instead, Helgfort recorded video of the game being held on the Switch on handheld mode where performance appears to be relatively stable. Did you open it already?
Yeah, I'm already looking at the pictures.
Why is it pictures though? I don't understand.
I don't know, but move on.
Son of a bitch. I wanted to see. I was sure we're gonna see some violence. All right, I definitely need to start opening these before before we go live. All right, moving on. Insomniac Games has confirmed its main Spider-Man going forward. In a Gizmodo interview, Insomniac narrative director Ben Affman, Arfman, and advanced writer Brittany Morris suggested this won't be the case in a potential sequel. Spider-Man 2 being the best-selling game on PS5. fastest selling PlayStation Studios game in history. But that got debunked. We've already debunked this. It was half. Oh god. Anyway, asked about the game's ending and who will be the main Spider-Man from now on, Hoffman and Morris confirmed Miles will take center stage as Peter takes a backseat for the time being, at least. Here's the quote. To me, it shows a great deal of evolution from Miles. At the beginning of the game, we see him struggling to figure out what he wants to do with his life. By the end, we had Miles carrying the burden of saving the city and also carrying Pete when Pete wasn't strong enough to carry himself at various points. That's what's been so cool. And I haven't read this article. This is the first time I read the article. I haven't played Spider-Man 2, but let's go. That's what's been so cool about writing a story about Spider-Men. They are both strong, and one of them can be strong when the other is strong, is not. But hold on, only one gets to carry the other one. So how anyway, by the end, Miles is more confident and he's like, yeah, I got this. How much worse can things get after what we just went through? I think pretty early on, we knew that we wanted to have that moment of handing the reins over. And as we developed it, as we started to lay down more track leading up to that moment, it felt more and more right. I think it was John who wrote that scene in Aunt May's garage, and it's one of my favorite scenes. The way that Miles intuits exactly what Peter is thinking and stops him from stumbling through trying to hand over the mask. So Peter Parker is so incompetent, he can't speak unless he is aided by. Okay. Ham, what are your thoughts on Miles being the next Spider-Man, the main Spider-Man? Go ahead.
I'm 100% down with that. That's cool with me. I mean, I really don't care. I really don't care if it's Miles or if it's Peter. As long as they got dope moves and the game continues to have good stories, then I'm pretty cool with it. What I'd rather them do is keep both Spider-Mans and get rid of Mary Jane.
Well, tough
That'd be
tits,
great.
Ham. Tough tits, because SSMUFC, it takes us to the eventual conclusion of this logic that we have. Peter and Miles will be secondary characters in the next MJ game. So
Oh, wow.
that's not even cap. That's not cap. It's
Man, if
really
there's
not.
a Mary Jane game, I might have to hang up Spider-Man for a little bit.
What? You sexist bigot. Yodani
I'm not
says,
trying to. I'm not trying to run around with a gat in a superhero game. Not
what
without
why
having
would she not
superpowers.
take why would she not take dude, if Miles can take the superpowers, why can't she take the superpowers?
Ah, stop it.
What are we
Stop.
talking about here?
No, what are you
Yodani
talking about?
Casada Yodani Casada said Soiderman. Uh Boogeyman, I've said it for years. Peter Parker Spider-Man is the knockoff poor version of Batman. Lord.
Damn, disrespectful.
What? Okay. So you're completely fine with Miles going in here.
Yeah,
For me, I'm not fine. I'm not fine with this. And I don't care about Peter Parker at all. I've barely read his comic books. I think I've read more Superman than I've read Spider-Man in my life. And I haven't
that's
read
impressive.
much of Superman. And I haven't read much of Superman at all. So I might be at a net negative in terms of comics that have to do with Spider-Man. But Ham, my problem with this, my concern with this, and it's something I've told you way before we got here, years ago, Ham, and you used to laugh at me. Anyone that has any patience, go back to our original podcast. I've been here camping for all these white male protagonists. I've been camping for them for years. Like, leave these guys alone. Stop race changing them. Stop sex changing them. You know why? You know why? Because Everyone sees them as the offenders of whatever. All right. So what happens when you're done pegging these guys down? Because that's how things go. Things don't reach a conclusion and then stop. Things progressively get worse. That's how things work in the real world, right? And Ham, you used to call me a conspiracy theorist, but I told you the main reason I was like, stop leaving these guys. Stop messing with these guys. Leave these guys alone. Leave these guys alone. It's because I was protecting myself. I was protecting my black male protagonist because I knew as soon as they're done with the white dudes, they're coming for us. And you used to laugh your ass off, fam. But are you still laughing now after what we read about Blade last year? You're still laughing? For anyone that doesn't know, the script leaked for Blade, right? Various endings, but almost all of the scripts for the scrapped Blade movies with Mahershala Ali had Blade becoming Bladette. My dog is called Blade. I love Wesley Snipes. I love the comic books. I love Blade. I was just like, protect these guys because when they're done with Superman, they turned the son gay and then they made him Superman. Soon enough, Superman is not needed anymore. Supergirl is now the one. And then when they're done with Supergirl, they're gonna go for the black Superman and they're gonna peg him down. And suddenly he's not good enough. All right. So Blade, I called it years ago. It's happening now. My problem with this is not even because I care about Spider-Man. Peter Parker can go buzz off for all I care. My concern is that I'm sitting here and I'm like, you know what? They're making a Blade movie. They've been trying to make a Blade movie. When this thing finally comes out and Blade becomes popular again, you know what's going to happen? They're going to make a Blade video game. And when they make a Blade video game, what are they going to do? What are they going to do to Blade? Bladette. Yo, Danny Casada with the super chat. I want an emo Tobey Maguire Spider-Man dance game. That sounds like fun. Why does that sound like fun? That sounds like I would want to play this game.
No, no.
Yo, Danny says tried messing with Jonathan Majors too. They messed with Jonathan. Oh god, Vincent, what the hell? Vincent says make Blade a white girl.
There you go. That's great.
You know what's messed up, Ham, is that's probably what's going to happen. That's probably what's going to happen. So that's my concern with this. I don't care. I don't care about Spider-Man. I don't care about Spider-Man. I just know that things only get progressively worse. They're going to come for Blade. They've already come for him in the movies. They're gonna do it in the freaking video games. I'm not looking forward to that day. SSM UFC Blade with a Cali girl accent. You know what? I share my deepest and darkest fears with you guys. You guys just having a laugh. Everyone in the comments just laughing. She'd have to be goth though. Deserved? What do you mean deserved? What is Blade a bad character? What's wrong with loving Blade, Ham?
Nah, I'm just enjoying myself.
All right. You know what? I'm not sharing any of my deepest and darkest with you guys anymore. Screw you guys. Y'all can have your Spider-Man, whichever one you want. I don't care. Oh man, another one bites the dust. We're getting closer to the day when Blade becomes Bladette. Anyways, moving on, Ham. Sorry. I have to address something real quick. Fuck. Did I send this to you? I did send it. Ham, I sent something to the group with you, me, and Cozy. Can you please check on it real quick? I'm sorry.
When did you send that?
I sent it. Hold up. It says I sent it here yesterday. It's the quote tweet, right? by a user named YMNIS_V1.
I don't see that you
Uh,
sent me anything from that. Nuh-uh. I
all
must
right.
not be in that
Let me
group.
let me
Just share
resend
it to
it.
me. Just share it to me from your Twitter real quick right now.
I'm sending it directly to you. So what I want to address here is disingenuous arguments about racism, right? Uh have you opened it? Have you found it?
Yeah, I got it.
All right. So the argument here
Oh,
is that
you talking about sumo? I know sumo.
oh, okay. Okay.
I know this guy.
So all right. So the argument here from this guy, in my opinion, is disingenuous because he puts this random white dude. I'm guessing this guy is racist, or people want him to be racist. He's smiling at a pig variation of Spider-Man. I'm forgetting the name of this variation. And then
Spider Pig.
he Spider Pig. And then he says this is woke when it's Miles Morales, right? Implying that people have a problem when uh when you put a black person in a position when there was a white person before doing whatever position or mantle, right? For me, the way I see it is this pig version at no point has ever been called Spider-Man. All the other variations of Spider-Man, I as well, have never actually been called Spider-Man. It's Spider Gwen, it's Spider Grandma, it's all types of Spider people, even Spider Noir, etc., etc. The people's concern, and this is how I see it, maybe I'm wrong. The people's concern is when you take Spider Man, the moniker, and then you say, and then if you want to make this example, it would only work if the pig was also called Spider Man, or if Spider Gwen was called Spider Man, or if all the other variations were specifically called Spider Man. Ham, am I exaggerating here or no?
I mean, I don't know. Feel the way that you want to feel about it. This whole like push one way or the other for Spider-Man, I don't really care about people's feelings either way. Like if you want to be salty, be salty. Don't buy it. If you do want to buy it, then buy it. But it's not I'm not losing any sleep over it. I'm not that big of a Spider-Man fan to the point where I gotta like put my 2 cents on it. Like it just I'm sorry, I don't really care that much. As for
Again,
as for the history behind the character, I gotta ask you: were you aware
well,
of Miles Morales before the games and stuff like
yes, because unfortunately I read comic books.
that? Okay, and what was Miles Morales in the comic book?
He was Spider Man.
No, I'm asking you: was he black, white, Latino? What was he?
Oh, he's always been black.
Then I
Well,
don't care.
a different tone, I guess, or whatever.
This, yeah, I don't care. Like none of this has any validity to me in the sense of needing to say something or speak up or stand up or raise my hand. I don't care.
All right. Yo, Danny brings up a good point. He said, "Isn't White Girl Blade just Kate Beckinsale in Underworld?" And that is okay. That is completely okay. You know what the problem would be, yo, Danny, if they woke up and they said, "See that white chick right there? That's Blade, bro."
So I got to ask you if you knew that Spider-Man or not Spider-Man, but Miles Morales was a Spider-Man and he's always had, darker skin. Then what
Yes,
bothers you about Miles Morales? I don't get it.
because again, I just gave you a good example.
Well, you're going to have to give it again, bud.
In the comic books, they make the point of calling him Spider-Man Miles Morales. Now he's not Spider-Man Miles Morales. Now he's just Spider-Man.
Oh, who
That right?
cares? Who
You asked me the
cares?
question. You asked me the question. I answered the question.
Oh, that's what you're complaining about? Is
Yeah,
his name is shortened? Like, I
not
don't care.
shortened.
It is
Okay,
shortened. It's cut in
which
half.
is
It
fine.
doesn't have Miles Morales.
Which
It
is
just says
fine.
Spider-Man.
Which is
Yeah,
fine.
this is
But
this is a
this guy
non-issue.
brought up a good point. Danny brought up a very good point about the Kate Beckinsale and Underworld, and I love the Underworld movies. I never made the connection between Underworld and Blade, but now that he points it out, I'm perfectly fine with Underworld and Kate Beckinsale and whatever. I love the movies, the tight leather, blah blah blah, awesome. But if they made a transition and they're like Kate Beckinsale from now on, this is Blade, that would bother me.
Whatever. I like
All right.
like this specific thing. And I mean, like I said, I don't know the whole lore behind it, but Dusty Uno in the chat says in the comic book he says he's
Yes,
Spider-Man. That's
no,
it.
dude, you asked me the same question and I told you that's Spider-Man. Yes.
All right. I'm ready
Yeah.
to move on.
All right. Yeah, y'all can have. You guys can do whatever you want. You can call me selfish. I don't care. But just leave Blade alone. Just leave Blade alone. I beg you. Leave Blade alone. Please. Moving on. Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name has a review on IGN, and they gave it a 7. Said like a dragon. So it's Tristan. Oh, oof, damn that name. Tristan Ogilvy, Ogilvy, Ogalvi.
Yeah, I think
I
it's
don't know. Can you
Ogilvy.
scroll down?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, Tristan Ogilvy says like a dragon, guidance combat hits with flash and fury, and its story is sharp, but its setting and side activities feel a bit on the stale side. Ham
Gio
thoughts?
Walker says Blade will be a Mexican from LA. I love that. I'm sorry.
What do you say?
Look, you see,
What
Chio Walker
show?
said Blade will be a Mexican.
Oh my god! Why are you doing this to me? Why?
I love it. Anyways, what was your question, Loke?
I don't know, dog. I'm imagining Blade. I don't. From day Walker to Day Vato. Oh, ¿Qué onda? ¿Qué onda, Holmes? ¿Qué pasa, hermano? Oh man. While he's slicing. Oh. That's just bad. That is just fucking bad. And the worst part is that you guys are joking about it, but they might fucking do this. He's Ham. His name will be Cuchilla, says Boogeyman. Okay. I have nothing else to add on the whole Blade thing because, again, you guys are just reinforcing to me to never share my deepest and darkest secrets on here. Y'all are not like warm or welcoming. You're not reassuring at all. You're just leaning into it, just trying to stress me out.
Lean a little
No,
deeper, y'all.
I'm not going to
Love
participate in this. And you were telling them, okay, Ham. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, it's cuchillo. Okay, not cuchilla. What does cuchilla mean? I'm interested. Yes, Genesis PT Blade.
Says
Snipe
Spanish
says
for
Blade
Blade.
was awesome. Also, did you know Genesis PT? Did you also no cuchillo is blade. What does cuchilla mean? Because Jason Portillo is actually correcting him.
It means blade.
Genesis PT. Did you know that in the comic books, After the first Blade movie, they they started molding Blade's face to 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 try and accurately like resemble Wesley Snipes. He effectively became Blade, not just like in the movie. They put it on the comic book first. Like no, not first, but after. It's a nice little Easter egg for you there. Anything and everything you share in here will be used against you. All right. Okay.
Let them know.
uh, okay. So Jason Patil says same, but ending is female or ending is masculine. Okay. Another reason why Latinx is just offensive. So Cuchilla will be when Kate Beckinsale becomes Blade, and then Cuchillo would be when some Mexican dude becomes Blade. Oh, okay. So Genesis PT actually knows this. Says yes, Marvel fan here. Hey, I like you more and more. M, thoughts
Conchilax.
on the review for Like a Dragon Gaiden? The man who erased his name.
I mean, what'd you say? It got like a 7? Is that right? I don't know. Whatever. Probably can't hear me anymore. But anyways, Like a Dragon. I mean, I'm gonna say this every time somebody asks me about Like a Dragon. I'm interested in it, but I haven't really got into the earlier one, so I don't have too many feelings when it comes to Like a Dragon right now. I just think it looks really interesting, and seeing that they continue to put out these games, it must mean that it's super duper sought after. Um, it's very much like when I look at like a Dragon or Yakuza games or whatnot, it reminds me of it gives me that like Dynasty Warriors kind of thought, to where it's just like, man,
Oh
yeah,
no.
yeah, no, not in the sense of like numbers, but I'm just saying like in the sense of, wow, you're still out here doing this. You're really still out here doing this. And like that
Okay.
just goes that just goes on to say that people are still supporting them and they're still dope. Like, I ain't got no problem with it.
All right. All right. For me, the big takeaway from Yakuza is I saw someone put up a tweet. I forgot to bookmark it, but I saw someone put up a tweet where Kiryu in a cutscene in Yakuza Like a Dragon Gaiden was shooting people, right? And the person's like, "Oh, RGG, who are the devs, ruined Kiryu. They made him kill people. This is terrible, etc., etc." And I was laughing my ass off because I was just like, "Wait, this person has never played any Yakuza game because Kiryu uses guns in game. Forget cutscenes. He uses guns in game, kills people in the street. But this person's losing their mind about this cutscene. That was very funny. Yeah, Pixelbit says he's literally a mob hitter. Him. Literally. That's his job. He's in the Yakuza. But people are sitting there losing their minds like, oh, you ruined the character because you made him shoot people. And I'm like, what? I have swords and I'm slicing people in the street. You're upset about a cutscene in like the 10th game. It's hilarious. As for this game, it's another Yakuza game. I am definitely going to play it. I'm still on Yakuza
Yeah.
5. I'll get to it eventually. But yeah.
I got
Jason
about 10
Patil,
minutes, Lope.
Yakuza basic. God damn it, Ham. God damn it.
Well,
All right.
like I
I'll
said,
do
you
the
can
rest
still
myself.
continue, but I might be
Um,
able to come back. I just
moving
have to go
on.
pick up my daughter.
BlizzCon. Oh shit. I forgot. My bad. I forgot. At BlizzCon 2023, the developers lay out their own Marvel Cinematic Universe. Ah, Ham. Do you think we need another cinematic universe?
Um, hell, if they if that's what they want to do, then I say let them cook because I personally like I said, I don't really care. I don't follow that stuff that deeply. So if they feel like it's something that will bring the dollars in, let them do what they want to do.
All right.
It ain't for me,
So
but
here's a couple of quotes. Here's a couple of
whatever.
quotes. Yes, 100%, says World of Warcraft executive producer Holly Longdale. Asked whether this transparency is a new company initiative during an interview with IGN at BlizzCon. Because usually this type of stuff they keep under wraps and then we end up finding out about it. But they're telling us right at the beginning. Anyway, continuing the quote. At the end of the day, we exist because of the communities we have, and our fans are so dedicated, as you've probably seen here at BlizzCon. They just want information. They just want to know what we're doing and what's coming. Ham, I think I'm good on cinematic universes. That's my big takeaway from this. I like standalone movies more and more. I think cinematic universes should be like few and far between. Once in a while, you can do it. But if everyone is doing it, you take the spectacle away from it.
I don't know.
So
I kind of disagree a little bit because if they're making their own universe and having it play out, I think it'd be cool later on down the line for them to have some sort of mashup to where they start meeting each other and stuff like that. I think that could be a really cool idea depending on how everybody and see this is the part that makes it terrifying to me is how is everybody else going to use the same stuff, and then with that all being said, how will it mesh together later on? That's the part that has me a little like I hope it's good, but there is no telling.
yeah. Before I get in on that, Pixel says he wants to play all of the Yakuza games, but his wife might kill him after Starfield at this point. Pixel, it'll be worth it. Yakuza, the franchise as a whole, is a masterpiece. It'll be worth it. It's fine. It'll be written on your tombstone. Pixel played Starfield and the entirety of Yakuza, and then at the end, worth it. Um, Vincent says, "Watch Tokyo Vice." I'm gonna watch that. Sir X-Men with the salt. People just hating because Yakuza is in Game Pass and they have to pay for it. Okay.
That could be a thing.
Because remember, Yakuza was very beloved before Sega started cozying up to uh, to Xbox, and now it's not so fun. Jason Portillo has a very good idea. Says if they can have whoever does the CG trailers make a whole movie, I think that would be killer because I enjoyed the cutscenes for most of like the World of Warcraft games and stuff. So that would be nice. Anyways, moving on. The Last of Us multiplayer game is still being worked on at Naughty Dog, says the director. So here's something to put a smile on my face. Not really. I don't like multiplayer games. Anyway, Naughty Dog's troubled The Last of Us multiplayer game is still being worked on according to its game director.
Good
So this tweet,
news.
so here's the tweet. So this tweet can live on in peace. Yes, I'm still working on that game. Agarwal, that's his name, Agarwal said, though he didn't refer to The Last of Us multiplayer directly, the inference is clear. Oh, he didn't even say this directly.
Ooh.
Mm.
Ooh.
ah,
Man, that's
I
spicy.
I really need to start reading these before we get into the show, because wow, that doesn't look good. No, Ham. I don't think factions is
Ah.
coming out. I don't think factions is coming out. Go ahead.
I do think Factions is coming out, but I don't think
Go
it's
ahead.
coming out anytime soon.
Okay, that's what I meant. Yeah, yeah.
Because I mean, I'll never sit on my box. Shout out to Mike Johnson in the chat. Our
As for
uh,
the Rumble
our
link,
Xbox, our very own Xbox hater. He will be known in our chat as
that's my guy.
my favorite Xbox hater is Mike Johnson
He's
because
my guy.
he's been very supportive to this podcast, and I don't give a damn if anybody comes for that man's throat. Y'all better watch yourself. I support Mike Johnson because he's keeping it a buck. He likes what he likes, and he doesn't like what he doesn't like. But but anyways, I did put the Rumble link
Link.
in the chat for him because he asked for that specifically. But yeah, I just don't think that like Last of Us to me is like Halo in a way. It's only dead if you let it be dead. It's
What?
only dead if you let
Hold
it be
on,
dead.
him.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Last of Us is
It
like
is
Halo.
for Sony. Yes, it is. For Sony, yes, it is. I'm not saying it's like a game that will have the concurrent following like Halo does. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's mascot worthy, like Halo is for PlayStation. So until they say we're done with The Last of Us ain't going nowhere. It isn't. It isn't. It is that PlayStation name. Just like whenever somebody says Halo, in the back of your mind, Xbox is kind of blinking. When you say Last of Us, in the background, PlayStation is blinking. That's all
No,
I'm trying
like
to say. Yeah, I don't see how you disagree with that, but you love disagreeing with common knowledge. So let's hear it.
no. PlayStation is God of War. PlayStation is Ratchet and Clank.
Stop
PlayStation
it.
is Spider-Man. It's not
Stop it.
freaking The Last of Us.
Stop it. Stop it. You ain't gonna sit
What?
here and put Ratchet and Clank in front of The Last of Us. Not today. Maybe a couple
Bro,
generations ago. Maybe in PS3, but
today, right
no.
now, 5 seconds
No,
from now,
no, no.
10 hours from now, it's still Ratchet and Clank over freaking The Last of Us. No.
No,
Chio
it ain't.
Walker, this is a nice comment right here. Says The Last of Us mascot symbol is a golf club. A bloodied, a bloodied golf club.
That's
Fuck The
funny.
Last of Us. No.
Just because you feel some type of way about The Last of Us doesn't make the situation at hand not true. There ain't
Hey
no
man,
way you
I'm here
hear
to
The
give my
Last of Us
opinion.
and you're just like, oh, I don't even know what platform you're talking about. No, you know exactly what
I
the fuck.
don't know. I'm not saying I don't know what platform it's on. And what I'm saying is I'm not associating it to that platform. I'm not immediately
Stop it.
when you
Yeah,
say Halo,
you said I'm not doing that,
I'm
and then you said I'm
immediately
doing that.
jumping.
You just said I'm not
When you
doing that, and
say
then you said I'm
Halo,
doing it.
when you say Halo, I'm immediately jumping to Xbox. Correct. When you say Forza, I'm jumping. Oh, I forgot Gran Turismo. When you say Gran Turismo, I'm seeing the
You are
PlayStation side.
capping.
When you talk about Last of Us, you know what I see, Ham? I don't see this controller. I see golf clubs. I see blood on the floor. I see angry fans. That's what I see.
Yeah, whatever. You capping right now. You're in your
Back from the
feelings right
dead.
now.
Back from the dead is also correct. Ham, everyone in the chat and me are in our feelings. I don't know what you're in.
Don't say it.
Back from the
Don't
dead
say
says
everybody in the
Uncharted.
chat. You see
He
one
says
person
Uncharted
agree with
is
you,
better
and
than
you
The
say
Last of Us.
everybody.
No, Back from the Dead says Uncharted is better than The Last of Us.
It is.
SSMUFC.
I
When I
100%
say
agree with that. It is, but
SSUMUFC says when I think PlayStation, I think Ratchet and Clank before anything. Ham,
whatever.
seriously.
Whatever. See,
All right.
see, Dusty
Oh,
knows what I'm
okay.
saying. So you want to say
I'm
everybody in the
Team
chat?
Ham.
You wrong already.
Okay, Dusty's with you. Dusty's with you. Go ahead. Go ahead. Mike Johnson says, I think you need to go to the eye doctor, bro. Which one of the bros? Me or Ham? Probably me because I have glasses on.
Yeah, you do.
So Ham, are you excited for factions?
No, not at all. I ain't gonna play that. That's not my kind of game. I don't care for live service gas games that do what is it called? I don't care about nothing battle royale. I'm not into it. I'm not into it. It like Halo could talk about a certain affinity could come out with the most banger battle royale, and I'll play a game and I'm out. I do not care about that type of stuff. I'm not into it. Sorry.
All right, moving on. Doritos releases a crunch cancellation tech so people don't hear that horrible sound down their mics. So Doritos has released its what it's called crunch cancellation software that silences that horrible crunch, that crunching sound gamers across the globe will be all too familiar with. Anyone who plays games with friends online, blah blah blah. Software developer Dylan Fashba. Why with these weird names today? Dylan trained the AI on the sound of 5,000 Dorito crunches over the course of half a year,
The
then
fuck are we
separated the
spending money?
voice.
We're worried about AI, but we're paying people to do this shit. Like, stop. As a matter of fact,
I could.
I'm gonna go on ahead. I'm gonna go on ahead and speak my piece because I gotta like walk out right now to go pick up my daughter. But I'll be right back. So don't try to push yourself to finish the show too quickly
I'm
without
just.
me if you
I'm
don't
having
want to.
fun with you being
But
upset with
but yeah,
this.
I'm very for some reason this makes me very upset. For some reason
Go
this
ahead, man.
makes me
Go off.
very upset that people are out here getting paid to chew on chips in a mic. Like all they doing is they just grabbing the mic close. Oh shit, that got picked up. Like who
Five
cares
thousand.
about like
5,000
bro, just
crunches, Ham. 5,000.
bro, just like just mute the mic and eat and then unmute the shit. Like nobody nah, man. I don't need to be on the mic so bad that they need to make Doritos come out here and figure out a way to stop the crunch sound. Like stop it. No, this is wasted money. Stupid shit. I'm sorry. Stupid shit. What they need to do is just make better mics. Just make better mics. Make better headphones. You don't man, this is just unnecessary. This is dumb. I gotta get the fuck up out of here. I'm getting irritated. I'll talk to y'all in a minute.
Okay. Keep it moving or keep it gaming. I I guess. Let me share my screen real quick before Ham. Hold up. Doritos. All right. So Ham wasn't feeling that one, but clearly you guys are interested. Uh, no feel ain't gonna chill, but oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm still in the old comments here on this one. Interesting article, certainly food for thought. SSMUFC, you like puns? You like puns? You should you should keep coming over to TSWS. No, he didn't rage quit. He's got other stuff to do, so that's why he had to run real quick. Either way, I think this is a good use of AI. Finally, we have something that's useful. So cannot wait till this comes out. Hopefully, we don't have to we don't have to pay for it. Did they say anything here about payment? When it comes to Doritos, crunch cancellation works enough. So if you're eating Doritos, okay. Research. This research. Okay, so far okay. You can download the software for free for use on PC. Let me open this link up and share it directly in the chat for anyone that is curious and wants to give this a go. There you go. You have your silent Doritos. Cancel the crunch. All right, cancel the crunch. All right, moving on. Embracer COO confirms departure following rough year for the games giant. Eagle Strunky. These names, man. Jeez. The CEO is typically the second in command, reporting to the CEO and handles the daily business operations of the company. last week I left Embracer Group as COO, and it's with mixed feelings I am parting ways with this global company phenomenon rooted in Sweden. Karlstad, Sweden. Stranky wrote on Monday. On one hand, I'm grateful for having had the chance to work with the one of a kind CEO, Lars Wingfors, and all the other amazing colleagues, which I will be sad to leave. On the other hand, excited about the opportunities that lie ahead, blah, blah, blah. The usual cookie cutter stuff that execs tell us. The big thing here for me, the big takeaway is it's not a good sign when your COO bounces. This is the guy that has a handle on the day-to-day runnings, and it's not a good sign. For me, this is just more proof of what we've heard like weeks and weeks before, which is Embracers looking to get bought out or looking to sell a significant portion of their IP. These are the guys that gobbled up a whole bunch of stuff like Crystal Dynamics, Beamdog, that have the rights to like Borderlands, Tomb Raider, as you can see here, and Deus Ex. So, oh damn, they also used. They're the ones who released the Saints Row. I forgot. Then they shut down Volition as well. So yeah, man, this sink looks like it's. Sorry, this ship looks like it's sinking. Sink is shipping. Anyway, this ship looks like it's sinking, and I hope PlayStation and Xbox can figure out a way to buy something from here. It would be nice to see Tomb Raider again because those reboots were delicious. They were very nice. Gameplay wise, the story wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible in my opinion. Uh, what's this free with every family sized bag of Doritos? All right, a ham just sitting for Loke to catch up. Lord, I'm a punny guy. SSM UFC, you're a punny guy. All right, let's go with that. Anyways, RIP to Embracer, I guess, and their dreams of world gaming domination doesn't look like it's going well. It sucks that they shut down that studio, says Jason. Yeah, it sucks. That game, though, that game sucked. Like, it really sucked. So, I'm not saying they deserved it, but wow. Moving on. Xbox partners with in-world to build an AI game dialogue and narrative tools at scale. So before we get into this one, we discussed on Sunday that game, the finals. The finals had they essentially have a structure where it's like 80-20 split or 90-10 split percentage wise, where most of the voices are AI and people lost their minds. This is wrong. This is unfair, etc., etc. And I did say it on Sunday that guys, this is just the beginning. Everyone's going to jump on it. Why? Because companies exist to make profit. And AI, you don't have to pay for health insurance. You don't have to worry about them breaking NDAs. You don't have to worry about them being able to work overtime because you have crunch and deadlines, etc. AI can work all the time, anytime. So any place where a company, this in this case it's Xbox, in any case where a company can use AI but not lose efficiency or quality, they will do it. So this is just proof positive of like the direction the whole thing is going. We all need to make a plan. Whatever it is that your job is, just you need to figure it out. How many years do you have until you're eliminated? For some people, it's 2 years. For some people, it's 5. For the lucky few, it's like 15, 20 years from now. But a lot of people in the next 5 to 10 years are getting phased out. So you need to start thinking about what your alternatives are professionally. Chio Walker says also with games getting larger, AI can help reduce the amount of time to make the game. Yeah, yeah. And like game testers, for example, I can see that being one of the jobs that gets eliminated pretty quickly. Uh, I think AI can figure that one out, and then no more game testers. You don't have to pay a bunch of people to sit there and play games for hundreds of hours, and they're complaining about like just being tired, etc. You just put a bunch of servers doing the work for you, and then it's done in a week or a month or whatever. You don't have to have all the extra costs. You just have to worry about like internet, electricity, etc., which you're already spending as a company. So in terms of cost cutting, man, it's about to get rough. Haiyan Zhang, Xbox's general manager of. Why is it that I can pronounce this Chinese name easier, but like the Europeanish names, I'm struggling. It's so weird. SSMUFC says if companies replace humans with AI in certain aspects of development, the least they can do is hire more people in testing as a result. AI needs policing. It's far from perfect yet. Two very important points. First, yet, okay, it's going to get there. Second, even if they have to hire a team of people to police the AI, in it in past years you would have to spend for like 50 people. This is just an example. You have to spend 50 people. You have to have a budget for 50 people to do the testing. With AI, you're going to pay for 10 people to do the supervision. You see? And the companies have no problem with that math because you're cutting down on cost, you're cutting down on risk. This is a win-win-win. All right. Uh, your Danny Lok is a confirmed Chinese CCP shell. What word do I know in Mandarin? I only know how to say hi. I, I need to learn more Mandarin. Vincent, learn to use AI to your benefit. 100, dude. I'm already leveraging AI. I'm not gonna cap. I'm using AI than a mother. There's like I'm using like 4 different types of AI for my procurement. The only risk that I have, and it stresses me out. I have to mitigate like data mining and uh, my company's files, etc. But AI, it's here. The future is not coming. The future is here. It's now. Anyways, let's carry on. In Zhang's words, the tool set will include an AI design co-pilot that assists and empowers game designers to explore more creative ideas, turning prompts into detailed scripts, dialogue trees, quests, and more. An AI character runtime engine that can be integrated into the game client, enabling entirely new narratives with dynamically generated stories, quests, and dialogue for players to experience. Um, In World hit the headlines in August after a Grand Theft Auto 5 mod let players talk to the NPCs using its generative AI platform. The use of AI in entertainment world is currently a major point of contention. Some members of the acting community, yeah, SAG-AFTRA, they're pissed off. Sure, whatever. They're signing a deal, or they will sign a deal. Vincent says hardware limitations. For what specifically? Are we still talking about gaming wise, or we're talking about professionally? Anyway, before you respond, moving on to the last topic of the day. This is going to be an interesting one. 5 years since its launch, the Epic Game Store remains unprofitable. Okay, hold on. Vincent says hardware limitations for AI. Yes, that's the only thing that's holding it back. But when it gets fully integrated into like the internet, for example, and then we get that Elon Musk internet all over the planet, I don't know what's going to happen. It might get too fast for us to even fathom. And then what? it might hack everything. And then what? You know, this could go left and right in so many ways. Vincent says, but for your personal use at home. Oh, at home? No, no, I'm not using AI at home. I use it for my work and for my business, my personal side business, and for my work at my workplace. I use AI for that. For my personal stuff, I make sure I don't install it in anything personal of mine because I've been briefed on some security issues regarding especially free AI. Anyways, as I was saying, this could go left or right very quickly. Um, it could hack everything, and then we have a Terminator style future, which is kind of crazy. Probably won't happen, but not a 0%. Or it could go all the way right. The AI could figure out how we could live as human beings with no jobs, uh, but still have housing, still have good living conditions, etc. The AI has that potential. It could destroy everything, or it could make heaven on earth, so to speak. Back from the Dead says, I'm selling you all out to Skynet to save my own skin. All right, man. All right. Good luck with that. All right. Good luck with that. Moving on to the Epic Games news. So, 5 years since its launch, the Epic Games Store remains unprofitable. Epic Games Store General Manager Steve Allison said so on the stand on Monday during the opening day of the Fortnite makers' antitrust court battle with Google. What? So this is true. I thought this was like rumors or projection. He said the goal for the Epic Game Store is still growth, The Verge reports. Epic launched its PC games marketplace in 2018 as a rival to Valve's dominant Steam platform. In a bid to take market share, Epic offered game makers a more generous revenue split from Steam, 80% of sales going to developer and 12% to Epic. In comparison, Valve has traditionally taken a 30% share of game sales on Steam. Although in 2018 it introduced the revenue tier, blah blah blah. Epic has also spent heavily. In August, it announced a new Epic Games Store exclusivity scheme. The Epic Games, the Epic First Run program allows developers of any size to claim 100% of revenue if they agree to make their game exclusive on the Epic Game Store for 6 months. Yeah, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Another Epic Game Store scheme which will see developers getting a 100% revenue share for the first 6 months by bringing their older titles to the marketplace, was revealed in October. Wow. I'm shocked.
Will
Epic
Epic
is
keep?
money.
Will Epic keep up down the path that they've been on, or will they go the Unity way?
you sound you sound like that guy that used to narrate
On the next
WWF.
episode of
Yes.
Dragon Ball
The
Z.
hell? Also, how do you just rock back in here, don't say nothing, and just start spewing stuff? I wasn't looking at the screen.
Because I have
You scared
access.
me for a minute. You scared me for a minute. I was like, what the fuck? What's going on? Oh. Anyways, anyways, Ham, are you shocked that these guys have not been till today are not making a profit?
Ah, man, it's tragic, but it just is what it is. I mean, they just rolled out that whole thing with the stuff that you're talking about, the 100%
Yes.
split, and then what was it, like 6 months later? Then,
Yeah,
then,
so
then
it's
they come out.
100% yours, and then 6 months later you can get your. They do the split,
Yeah.
88.
So that thing's really new still. So you gotta wait for people to have games that they want to put on there, stuff like that. So that's something that's going to take a little bit to roll out, and
Because I do
The
believe a lot of people are going to sign up for that, Ham.
I,
A
I
lot
I
of people are going to sign up
I
for it.
do too, but it's not something that gets fixed. Like you can't fix Rome in a day. It's definitely something that
Facts.
just kind of has the like you just kind of got to just ignore it until you notice that, oh man, this is growing, this is getting big, this is getting hot. But as of right now, it's just not looking so good, and their only thing really pushing in any direction seems to be Fortnite and Unreal Engine 5. And I'm really interested in how the numbers are doing for them with the whole Unreal Engine 5 and everything like that, because I feel like that engine took longer than they intended
Mm.
to
Mm.
roll
The
out and
integration
have
is going to take a
working.
minute. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's just really interesting to watch them because they're not profitable. They just laid off a crap ton of people. They are listening to the community more and more. And they just gave back to people that are trying to develop games and say, hey, if you work with us, we'll hook you up and let you do your thing. So, I mean,
They're
just
trying
thinking of
everything.
just thinking about the thing that they rolled out with, what are we 1 or 2 months into them just rolling that thing out in general? It'll be 6 months from now till they even get the revenue back from any of these games that are under
Yeah.
this contract. So of course they're not making anything from the choice that they made yet, and it's gonna be like
Yet.
that for a minute.
At least a
Well,
year. At least a
mm-hmm.
year.
It's gonna be like that for at least a year. And
To
that's hoping that
your
people
point,
hop on your that's hoping people hop on your ship.
That's also another good point. But to your point, SSMUFC says it's hard to comprehend how Epic Games is still unprofitable, but here we are. Epic Games is making bank. It's Epic Game Store, their game store that's struggling, the one that's competing with Steam.
Oh, so I got that mixed up a little bit then. So this is just
Yeah,
the store. The
it's
store,
just the store.
and that's why the whole okay, yeah. So that's why this whole thing. So what I said still makes sense.
Yes, it does. It does. You're talking about the store specifically and the benefits that the store is giving to developers that want to launch their games exclusive on Epic Games.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but man, it's just so hard because you see Microsoft, they're doing their thing. They just got Activision, right? So like that's
mhm.
like a big push into self-sufficient, right? And they're already buddy buddy. We going out to dinner and partying together and hitting the after party with Steam. Like Xbox and Steam is like this, son. So
They
it's
are
just like
bros.
so Epic is just like begging, just like anybody out there, anybody listening to my battle cry, look up in the sky, you can see the smoke from my
Okay.
SOS. Like they're just saying,
It's not
hey,
fun. It's not
let's
fun right
please
now.
be relevant because look at BattleNets over here. Oh shit, they're Xbox now. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh shit, Ubisoft is turning it around for themselves. Okay. And
Yeah.
it's just like, oh god, like it starts to kind of it kind of just kind of fall apart a little bit at the seams when you look at what they're trying to manifest versus the competition. It's just like, yikes.
You know how I see it. I don't think it's falling apart, Tim. I I I I, I just piggyback off of what like I've been saying about when people talk about consolidation and stuff. The same way, Ham, that we shouldn't be worried about Microsoft buying all these IP and whatever, is that the devs are going to leave. They will go off and they will make their own games. It is an inevitability, especially with the contract structure at Xbox right now. I don't know if they're going to change it, but especially with that structure, I say all that to say that most indie devs are going to opt into this deal with Epic.
Oh yeah.
And in my opinion, indie developers make they are the lifeblood of gaming. They're the ones who keep it fresh. They're the ones with the new ideas. They're the ones who come up with games like Remnant, games like Vampire Survivors, etc.
Yeah. Essentially,
And
they're the children, right? They're the future.
yes, and they are going. This deal that Epic is offering is specifically to them. It's not to the big devs. It's
Oh
to
hell
it's
no.
to the indies. So as soon as they start hopping on Epic, and then their games start popping, people are gonna be like, I don't think I'm gonna wait 6 months. I'm just gonna go buy this on Epic and play the game. And then it's going to happen again and again and again and again for like 5 years, 10 years. And this is another thing, another difference between Embracer, right, and Microsoft and Xbox and Epic Games. Embracer didn't have the capital or doesn't have the capital to withstand 5, 10 years of losing money. Epic, Xbox, they can do it. No sweat. They can handle 5 or 10 years of just not
Or
making
else
money.
they wouldn't have made this deal a thing if they couldn't handle that.
Yes, pretty much. And they're only firing Bobby Kotick. No one else is getting is getting kicked out the door. Well, I'm guessing the layoffs will start coming next year after they evaluate the entire structure and how that integrates into Xbox. Chio Walker says, "Remember, Sony invested $1 billion into Epic Games in 2022. Vincent obviously has a joke for that. Says they wanted that hole, they bought into it.
Oh shit.
So, yeah, yeah, not necessary, but here we are. All right, Ham. Anything else you want to add here on the Epic thing, or we're moving on?
No. I'm good.
All right, so this was supposed to be the last topic, but something came up last minute, and I was like, "Fuck it, let's go for it." Nintendo denies briefing developers on Switch 2 and dismisses multi-screen patent.
Oh.
So yeah, yeah. So earlier this year, Eurogamer, VGC, blah
Maybe
blah
they
blah.
listened to the beginning of this podcast and said we don't need Switch 2.
All right, I wish we were that big. I wish we were that big. According to Japanese publication, my okay, so Mainichi, okay, Mainichi or Mainichi. Okay, Mainichi Nintendo boss Furukawa denied both of these reports during a private earnings call on Tuesday, calling them inaccurate. So he didn't say they're untrue, he just said inaccurate. The president is also claimed to have dismissed a recent Nintendo patent filing for a device with multiple screens and said that the plans detailed were not necessary for any future device, necessarily for any future device. So here's a quote from Furukawa. We are aware that patent information is published upon application. However, this does not necessarily mean that it will be featured in future products, he said. At the time of the Gamescom reports, Nintendo did not comment when approached for a response. However, it's worth noting that it has denied press reports in the past, only for them to later be proven correct, sometimes a day later. Okay, so Nintendo is yet to officially comment on plans for its next console. However, according to VGC sources, the company has already dispatched Switch 2 development kits for key partners with a launch plan for the second half of 2024. So clearly, right, they're denying this, but reports say that this is happening. Ham, thoughts?
Um I mean, I want to believe it, right? Because I mean, they've been making dual screen they've been making dual screen handhelds since the Game and Watch, right? So like I'd like to see it in their way because each time they did a two screen kind of handheld, it was much better than the last. It ended up even coming with like stylists and stuff like that. I
Hmm.
remember that what was it, Luigi's Mansion? Wasn't that a 2-screen game?
I don't know. Nintendo for me is like,
Yeah,
bro.
I shouldn't. You're the worst person to ask about that. You're right. But
Yeah, yeah.
but all I'm saying is like I I hope it's a thing, but if it's not, I mean, I'm whatever Nintendo has in store, I think it's going to be pretty dang exciting regardless. So, if this is a real thing, dope. If it's not, well then they're probably going to hit me upside the head with something else that's pretty interesting. But all I know is Nintendo's pretty good at surprising you with little.
For me, this denial, it can almost be taken as proof that it's probably happening. Because if you remember, Ham, this is probably this. I think this is the first time I've seen them deny it. The the successor for the Switch has been rumored for years now. This is the first time I've personally seen a reply from the president of Nintendo coming out to deny it.
That
So
might be, in my opinion, the higher up the person is that's reporting on something, the more factual it possibly could
yeah,
be.
yeah, yeah.
You know what
So
I'm
this is
saying?
probably
Because it's it's it's,
yeah.
it's like it didn't get the attention of somebody just in marketing. It got the attention of the person running the business, and that it hits different. Like let's
The
go a
big
few years
boss
back.
himself.
Let's go a few years back. It's one thing to have Eric Bischoff come on stage. It's another thing for Vince McMahon to come on
Yeah,
stage.
himself. Yeah. Then it turns it makes it real. It
Yeah,
makes it
it
real.
it makes the worry much more evident.
So this had the opposite effect, essentially, because we're both now more like we're more
More
sure that this is
excited.
happening.
More excited.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like when we started the show, I was kind of like, I don't know, it's probably not coming. But after reading this, I'm like, of course it's coming. What are we talking about? Just start saving up your money, people. Start saving up $100 every month. You're gonna have money to buy the Switch by like April or May next year. No problem. Switch 2, sorry. And that is just about it, Ham. We
I
have
wanted
reached
to share
the
one
end.
other thing
Go
if I
ahead.
can. Sure. Tab also includes sound. Okay, great. I should be. Oh, there we go. Okay, look, just a heads up for your future. Whenever you go to share or present, for StreamYard, there's
Yeah.
a little tab on the bottom that says also share system audio. Okay. Um,
So I
but
wanna. Okay. Cool.
Okay, so I'm gonna play this clip real quick, Loke, and I want you just to kind of tell me how you feel about it, and if those of you in the chat want to kind of chime in on what you think about this, that's totally fine. But here we go. Listen up.
Like,
Yep.
I mean, I do what you're hitting on.
First of all, Loke, can you hear that?
Yes, I can. I can.
Okay, great.
Like,
Yep.
I mean, I do what you're hitting on is that there's a lot of different things that people find entertaining. And some people are really into, okay, I need to be able to have my 4K. I've got my massive OLED screen. I've got
Yep.
4K. I've got, do you know what I mean, 60 frames per second, and I can see it if it's not like that. And there are people 100% like that. And then there's other people who love the story of the game, or there's other people who are really into the mechanic of the game, or there's other people who are really into the connection. And so ultimately, I would say, like I say, look, like we want to deliver a level of graphic capability to the developer, so it's an option that they have. But you say, does it matter? Is it necessary to succeed? No. I mean, you brought up Wordle. Is there graphics in Wordle?
Yeah, exactly.
No. What's necessary to succeed is that you create something that brings joy to people and entertains them, and that they want to come back and do again. Like,
All right. So you heard that from Sarah Bond. She spoke on that just recently. What are you kind of
People took
thinking
it
about all
left.
that?
I can see people taking it left, being like, she's talking about the graphics in the PlayStation games. Ham, we thought Phil was dangerous. This lady is about to be on another level.
Mm-hmm.
She's talking about Wordle. So she doesn't want something that's just going to be good. She wants viral stuff. She wants several Starfield games. That's what she wants. Because in my opinion, Starfield is the only like viral game that came out this year. I'm sorry. I had people that don't care about video games talking about Starfield. And I like it. I like it. She's the story part is interesting for me, but she understands the core of what video games are, which is you have to make me want to do this again and again and again and again. This is not a movie, this is not a TV show where I want to do it and get to a conclusion. You have to make me want to do the loop. And she gets that. So that's nice.
Yeah, I agree with you, Luke. So my whole thing behind this is the whole mantra. If anybody's pretending like they had, that they've had their index fingers in their ears extra tight and they don't hear anything that Phil or Aaron or Sarah or any of these guys, even Satya, out here literally telling you to your face that not only are they double downing in gaming and also caring about where you play, the whole bottom line was they want to have something for everyone. They want to hit those billions in people being able to play video games on their platform and whatnot. So I totally think that this is this is just an obvious way to answer what he's asking about with this whole 4K 60, and everyone's like the graphics. I need the graphics. I need everything to look really good. Everything needs to be 4K 60 or 120 FPS or whatnot.
Don't put it on the box, Sam. Don't put it on the freaking box. That's what I have
but
to say to Sarah Bond about that. Because that's
whatever.
what it
But
says on the box.
well, the thing on the box, like I said, Loke, it has to do with depending on how the developers like to use it. So you can't force, like you can't sit there and force EA and Madden to come out with a 120 FPS game just because you put it on your box as capable to do something like that. If the next if the next Plague Tale comes out and they say we're doing 4K 30 regardless of what what your system's capable of doing, hands tied. Sure, your console is capable of doing it, but this game and this developer said hell no, we ain't doing it. So
What about
at the end,
exclusives? Is it fair to expect them to be like, you put the 4K on the box? Can you guarantee your exclusives are 4K one or 60 FPS? It
again
says 120.
it
But
depends. Like to me, it's like having the capability in enforcing things to use that capability are two totally different things. Just like I have a stereo player, I have subwoofers, but not every song that I have has bass. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I'm not expecting the Tupac song to slam my trunk the same way Young Jeezy.
hey, Tupac song slam. All right.
They don't hit those bass notes like a Young Jeezy song do, though. That's all I'm trying to say. It's the same
Okay.
hardware that is being put on. It's even on the same streaming software, YouTube Music, but it's not. It's not taking advantage of certain pieces of that technology or certain pieces of that song or album or whatnot.
Damn, it's
So
going off in the chat. Jesus. Sorry,
so
sorry.
I'm
Go ahead.
just
Finish your point.
so I'm not mad if a first party game, if they come out with Starfield 2 and it's 4K 60, but they said on the Xbox Series Z that this console can do 200 and whatever FPS, and they just stuck with 60, why would I be mad? Because that's their developmental choice within the game. They don't have to specifically do every single spec to the absolute edge, is my opinion for that. Would it be nice? Absolutely, it would be nice, but would it take away some of the ability for them to implement what they want into the game? Is the real question.
Hmm. All right. Back from the Dead says they didn't advertise it as a capability. It was sold as the standard. Pixel says PS5. It says 8K. Stop capping, bro. You ain't mad like that. Come on, Pixel. Why you being disingenuous? Why you being you know I've ripped the PS for saying stuff on the box that isn't true. Why are you being like this? Richie, I want the graphics. Xbox only has Forza for graphics. Who came up with this word graphics? It makes people into children. People that ask for nice graphics. Graphics. For me, right? Look, listen. It is a slight annoyance, but I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. When I first bought the Series X, and that's the first next gen console that I got, the box said 4K 120, and I went through the trouble of going to buy a television in South Africa because they didn't have them at the time. That was 4K 120. I did that because I wrongfully understood that what was on the box is what they meant. And I put myself in the group of most people who just buy things and read what's on the box and go with it. All right. It was my mistake to believe Xbox. It was my mistake to believe PlayStation. My bad. Pixel says, I think Alex coined graphic. Oh, it was Alex. Oh, I think he said it. I think I've
Yeah,
seen a
my
couple of videos where he
graphics.
said graph. Oh Lord,
My
it was Alex.
graphics. Yeah, that was
This
that's oh
guy
no, it's Alex. He does that all the time.
making new words and everything. Jeez. Okay. Sony sells 40 FPS and pretends it's 120. Again, bruv, I'm not saying Sony is innocent of this. I am just saying that it upsets me that this is something that happened to me and other people had the same experience. You guys, at that point, you guys were like Neo in the Matrix. You knew what was happening. Some of us hadn't taken the red pill. All right. We still thought that what's on the box, right, is what's in the box. We were dumb enough to believe that. Our bad.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna tell you, Loke, to speak for yourself on that one, because
Hey man,
because
I was dumb enough. I was dumb
I'm
enough.
not
I
over here
believed
thinking.
Xbox.
I'm not over here thinking 30 FPS is gone. I'm not over here thinking 60 FPS is the new normal or
I fell
120
for it.
is the new normal. I'm over here thinking, okay, this is capable of this now. Just like when I get in my car and I look at the speedometer and it says 120, I'm like, oh, you can go up to that, sure, but you don't want to do that all the time, do you? Nah, you don't. You don't want to go 120
Okay, Ham.
miles
Now,
an hour.
you see with your analogy, right? Now we have to fight. I didn't want to fight you. I just wanted to get off and go to bed.
Sure,
It's
going
almost
ahead.
midnight.
Going ahead and bitch.
It is
Get
freaking
your bitch
midnight.
on.
It's midnight my time. Ham, it's freaking midnight. All right. When you use that analogy, then that pisses me off
Why?
because every car, right, that says 200 kilometers max speed, you can literally do it whenever you want. So if we're going to follow your analogy, that means any game that I pop in there, or at the very least, any exclusive that I pop into my Series X, right?
But see,
There's
you
going to be a
can't do it
place.
whenever you want.
There's going to
But
be a
see, you
place.
can't because there's speed limits. There's certain areas that you cannot do that in. So yes, you cannot do 120 whenever you want. No, you can't. You
I
can
can though.
try,
I just have to
but then
go.
you're in trouble.
I can. I. You know what? Do that for the console. Make it so if I put a game and then I force it to 120, it overheats the console. Make it so the console bricks and then I have to pay Xbox another $100 for it to work. All I'm saying, right?
You can do
is
it whatever you
you-
want. Then play Halo. You can do that whenever you want at 120. Yep. In that area of town, you can drive as fast as you want all the time. But over here in town, in these other game neighborhoods, no, you cannot. Look, it's the same thing. You're just trying to find another
It's not the
avenue.
same.
It is.
It's not the same thing.
Okay, then
It's
I
not.
want you, after you get done with this podcast, I want you to hop in your car and top it out. Go up your street and top it out. Since you can do that at any time.
I can't. Okay, my street, first off, is a short ass street. And even
Okay,
if it
go
was
into a
long,
big street, Lo. Go to your nearest, closest, long stretch big street and top it out. Since you can do it whenever you want, do it.
you're trying to get me arrested. That's what you're trying to do.
What I'm telling is you can, and you know you can't. Because
That analogy is ass. No.
say whatever you want. Be mad. Call it ass. Call it some chunky shit. I don't care what you call it.
No. Mm-mm.
It just is
Of
what
course,
it is.
Matt's gonna agree, Mr. Xbox. Don't forget
Oh,
PS5
okay.
has 8K on the box because there's only one game that's capable of 8K. Again, guys, I'm not picking on Xbox. They both lied to the common man and woman.
But
All
did they?
these qualifiers,
Did they lie
is
or
just
did they
proof of
get
it.
the naive?
Again, qualifiers, bruv. Every con man that's ever made the paper, they use stuff like that, qualifiers, and then some lawyer, right, made it illegal for that specific qualifier to be used. The same thing with what was it? Marketing. Something happened with marketing in the 60s or the 70s, fraudulent marketing, where these companies now had to be careful what they put on the boxes because they were essentially lying to the people. But it was a soft lie. It was a lie you could kind of explain away. But until
this isn't a
someone
lie
proved
because you can literally do
it's
it. It's not a lie. I can literally turn on my Series X right now and play a 120 FPS game.
okay. Vincent says I need to chill and play some Mass Effect. With respect to Loke argument here, I did open up my car going 120 in a 60 mile per hour zone. However, doesn't mean that was advisable. You know what? Okay. Matt says they didn't lie. They told you it supports 4K at 120 hertz. That is true. The technology in the box can do that. It won't do it for everything, though. What's wrong with making that clear on the box?
You think they're going to write a paragraph to let you know, or are they going to just put the big flashy thing on and have you fuck around and find out?
No.
I'm just saying, Loke, do you do that when you put out your tweet, or do you just say the spiciest thing and just hit send?
I'm not trying to sell anything to anyone. No one's buying my products. I don't have the same level of responsibility when I put out a tweet. As soon as I start getting paid, right? As soon as I start getting paid per tweet, I will make sure that everything I am saying is 100% accurate to my knowledge on that day, because as we all know, time changes things. But to my knowledge on that day,
We
I
get
will make sure
monetized here,
everything is
look. How
100%.
about that?
And
I'm just trying
whenever
to
have I
say.
ever
So
kept, whenever I
yeah,
ever kept
I'm not
to
saying
my
that you
knowledge.
cap. I'm not saying that you cap, but I'm just saying sometimes you take a shortcut to describe something when you could have taken a long route. You could have, but you figure people know what you're talking about, so you just cut to the chase, right?
Mm. You know what? I think the best way to test this out is to talk to people that aren't into gaming as much as you and I are into him, and be honest about it. I trust you to be honest about it. I just ask people, like, what do you understand when this box says 4K 120 FPS, and explain to them what 4K is and what 120 FPS is, and then ask them what they think the box is communicating to them. I think that would be the way to get past this, because for me, until me and you started really talking about this whole situation with the displays on the boxes, bro, when I bought the thing, I was 100% sure I'm gonna be playing 4K 100 FPS, and I spent a shitload of money on a TV. And
I,
when I
I,
watched the presentations, at no point did I see, like, I never saw one. And I watched a lot of these presentations of Xbox Series X. I never heard once anyone be like, "Oh, but this is not going to work for all the games." They were just talking about, this is the next gen. This is going to be amazing. You will never play games the way you ever played them before. This is like the second coming of Christ. Like, freaking
okay,
Muhammad is happy about
you're
this.
doing too much.
Everyone is delighted. And I was like, okay, fine. This is worth a crazy amount of investment. Next thing, I plug this thing in. I'm playing games that used to be 30 FPS. Shits is still 30 FPS. I'm just
Yep,
saying, for
because the
for
game
for
has to be
me,
optimized for
again,
60
Ham,
FPS.
that's for you, that's for me, that's for everyone in the chat. I'm talking about the layman who makes up 90% of the people that buy these consoles. What does the layman think when they see that display? That doesn't matter.
I don't know. I'd have to ask how much they're into gaming because that's nothing new. I mean, you when you put your when you put your PlayStation 1 game into a PS3, were you freaking out when it looked the same as the PS1?
I wasn't told when you put it when you put this PS1 game into the PS3, it's going to look significantly different. That
You
I
weren't
didn't get that
told
information.
you weren't told that about the Xbox or the PS5 either.
I was told that on the Xbox specifically, because that's the first one that I got, you were going to get 4K 120 FPS
Right,
gaming.
and you do.
They did not specify that this was going to be once every 5 years for like 2 games.
They didn't
This,
specify that it depends on if the game supports it, is what you're saying.
yeah, yeah. They left it out there for people to interpret.
And
And
again, I
obviously that
have to
works to your
ask,
advantage. That works to your advantage, obviously, because most people will interpret that, yes, this is going to work for all the games. But people like you, people like the people in the chat, people like me will be like, no, 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 this is not true. It's on the box, but this is not what they're saying. What they're really saying is this and this and this and this.
I don't know.
I just think that's I think that's
I'm
unfair
just
for the layman.
I'm surprised that now you're just noticing this when they've been doing this for generations. They literally have
Now is
because
the only time.
keep in mind what was the whole 1080 or whatever P not on the boxes for the series, or not in the series, but the 360 or the PS3. Did it not say 1080p for
I
for those consoles? And then you go to
up
throw in
until now,
and then you go in to throw Space Jam from the original PlayStation, and you expected it to be 1080p.
up until now, I hadn't noticed them. Up until now, I hadn't sat there like, okay, the next gen is coming, and I'm going to get the next console, but I'm not just going to get the next console. I want to get like the premium, top of the line experience. This was the first time that that's ever happened. The PS1, my brother gave it to me. PS2, same thing. PS3, I bought it, but I was still like in varsity, exploring drugs, women, alcohol, and stuff. I kind of got into it, but really wasn't like crazy about it. PS4, really busy with my career.
So I think you just kind of
Now,
answered your own question though, right there.
now was the
You didn't
one
pay
time.
that much attention to it. You
No, I
didn't
didn't.
pay that much attention to it
I
until
didn't.
you
I
got
didn't.
fully invested. And I think that's most
Yes.
people. Most people aren't going to pay attention to all that. They're just going to see the
Ham,
flash thing and say, "Oh, that's pretty cool," and keep it moving.
Ham, if you don't know you're getting got, does that mean you didn't get got?
I'm sorry, what was that?
If you don't know that you're getting hustled, does that mean you did not get hustled?
Well, it depends. Did you find value in what you were looking for or not? No. At the end of the day, that is what it is, right? Isn't that the
No.
whole point of hustling in the good in the first point? The whole point of hustling is to make money, right?
Yes.
If the person that I sell this thing for $20 to somebody, they feel like they got a good deal. But then I turn around and sell the exact same thing to you and you feel ripped off. Why is that my problem?
Okay. Clearly, we will never agree on this subject because
I'm just saying, look,
a
when you
con
go
is a con, dude.
when somebody
Re-
goes to the store and they look at the consoles and they say that PS5, that's just too
bruh,
expensive for me right now. But then you look
bruh.
at it and you say, how about this look? How about this look? The Game Pass thing. You said, I don't care if it's $30, $35. I'll pay
Yes.
for it because it's good. I'm not getting hustled.
Yes.
But there are people to this day that look at Game Pass at $17 and say, I'm not getting hustled.
You're not getting hustled, or that you
So it's
are
in the
getting
eye of the
hustled.
beholder. The value is in the eye of the beholder. It's not.
No, Ham. Ham,
It's not.
hold on,
It's not
hold
as
on. That
straightforward
analogy
as
does
that.
not stick. No, no, no. You want
Yes,
to
it
use Game Pass
does.
as an example? Let's use Game Pass as an example. It
Sure.
would be the same as Microsoft saying you have access to 200 plus games, and then after you pay for it, you get access to 20 games.
No, it's not the same thing,
That's a good
Loke. That is
analogy.
not the same
That is a
thing.
good analogy because it says on the box something, and then when you get access to it, you get less than that something. Because what it says on the box is games will be run at 120 4K. The truth of it is 10% of the games will run at 4K,
Let me go on
120
ahead and bring
FPS.
the box into the picture.
Let's bring the accused. Let's bring the accused on the stand.
It says right here,
Oh my god.
4K, 120 FPS.
It's
It
20
also
past
says
midnight.
I'm guessing for the whole VRR, and it says 1 terabyte SSD. That's literally what the specs are for this console. This does not say all games. This is the specs for the console, look. It's not the spec for the game. That's the
Lord.
difference. I don't understand how you don't understand that.
I also
It's
have
the
the box.
spec
I also have the
for
box.
the game.
I also have the box, Sam.
That's fine, look, but you ain't reading it. You got something, but you
No,
ain't reading it.
Ham. What does the 4K 120 FPS mean? Why do they put it on the box?
I just told you, it means that the console, this right here, can do that. It can do that.
Ham, the problem, right, with marketing in general, if you leave the doors open, if you leave the windows open to interpretation, you're not specific, it means that people will interpret whatever they want. But if you leave the doors open, but you also say what you need to say at the right angle, which is what they did here, because they could have put here a 4K 120 FPS some games. It's not even a big text.
I'm sure it says it
two
somewhere in the
words.
EULA that
It's
you
two
skipped
words.
over.
It is 2 words.
I'm sure it says it somewhere in the EULA, Loke.
They
Remember,
didn't
you
do
said
that.
you're the one that said read it closely. Did you? Or did you just read the box and say, okay?
Do you get access to the EULA before you buy the product?
When you see the game Dead Island,
No,
do you expect to turn on the game and see an island that's dead
EULA.
because they said Dead Island on the cover?
You brought up the EULA. I asked you a question. You're skipping it.
No. I apologize.
Do you get access to the EULA? Do you get access to the EULA before you pay for the box?
I don't know, but there's such thing called a warranty, to where if you don't like it, you can return it.
I'm not even talking about. You see, now we're moving on to you shouldn't have bought it. That's not what I'm talking about.
I'm not saying you shouldn't have bought it. I'm saying you have a choice. You have a choice to get rid of the thing that you have a problem
I'm talking about the fact. I'm talking about the fact that a lie was told on the box. That's all I'm talking about. I'm not talking about.
It's not a lie, though. It's what it can do.
Should I now return this and never play another Xbox? That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is it says 4K 120 FPS. When they
both
put
of
that
those on this console.
When you say 4K 120 FPS and you don't put the time to put in some games or 2 games or 5 games, what you're telling the people is that this thing that does 4K 120 FPS whenever you're playing games. Obviously, that is the wrong interpretation. We agree on that. What I'm saying is when the box does not specifically say only 10% of the games or some games, they're leaving the door open for the most optimistic outlook of what they're presenting, which is what always happens for whatever product. If people want to buy a cigarette, they will look at it with the most optimistic outlook. You want to buy a gaming console, you're going to look at it with the most optimistic outlook as well. Rachie, fuck off. Rachie says, stop fighting, please. And then he says, I hope they keep fighting. We're not fighting. We are definitely disagreeing on this one. Definitely
100%. Because you're saying just because something says something specifically on it, they have to divulge in that specific sentence everything that it can do.
No, Ham.
Yes, that's what you said that you need.
2 words. I gave you 2 words.
What were the 2 words?
It sound like they have to build a freaking encyclopedia.
That's what you're asking for.
Tiny ass words right under this box. That's
something all for generations. You just understood it now. You just understood it now, but they've been doing it for decades.
Some games. That's all they had to say. Some games.
I think
we're not being for real. When we say 4K 120, we're not being all the way 100 with you. That's all they had to say. Boogeyman, I think the Sony side of Loki is trying so hard to cope with the bad news that he's lashing out at Xbox any way he can. LOL. Boogie, you ain't paying attention
No,
because
you're not paying attention,
the
Loke.
last time I
You're
spent
not
30
paying
minutes
attention.
shitting on the fact that the PlayStation is even worse because Xbox just says 4K, PlayStation says 8K. I haven't seen one game that does 8K since we're
Look,
talking about.
look.
What?
While you're saying that, then why buy a TV
Yes.
that says 4K on it if I'm gonna watch cable at 1080p? Why do that? It's capable of
Hey,
4K. What are
hey.
we
When you
doing?
get cable, does it say 4K on it?
Look, you're not answering my question. It has nothing to do with it. That's a
What?
service within it, right? Just like the
No, it
video
has
game is. Just like the
everything.
video
No,
game.
no, no,
The
no,
video game is
no,
a
no, no.
service
It has
inside
everything to
of what
do
the
with
console
it.
has
When you
available.
go to cable, no,
Look,
cable has the
no,
same
you're just making this
position
work for you,
as
bro. You're
Xbox.
not making
The
any sense
channels,
right now.
the channels
You're
are the
not making
games.
any
The
sense.
channels are the games, but the
Uh,
cable service is the Xbox in this analogy. All right. So if they
No,
say
it's not.
they
No, it's
support,
not because you have to
if
use
they
a TV
support
to watch. No
4K,
TV, there's
then
no
they
cable.
support 4K. No,
Loke, you're not making any
no.
sense. What? No. Actually, if you want to go that way, Loke, the cable
What?
is Game Pass. The cable is Game Pass. That's what it is. The cable is
No.
Game Pass. The TV, yes, it is. Loke, you're
Let me
not
read
making
this
any sense,
super
bro.
chat. Let me
You're
read this
not
super
making
chat.
any sense, bro.
Ron TJ says, Loke, dude, shut up. It plays 4K 120. It's not a lie. It's up to the devs. Microsoft just provides the hardware. Halo 4K 120. Stop capping. Loke. Again, Ron TJ, I'm not disagreeing with almost everything you're saying here. It does run 4K 120 on select
It
games.
does. That's why the box
That's not a
says it.
lie. That's not a lie. Why does it not specify on the box? Because what's
Why
written
doesn't
on
the
the
TV
box
not
gives
specify?
the
Depends on your
impression.
channel. Depends on your channel. Depends on your console that you plug into it. Why doesn't the TV say all that on it, Loke? That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I
No. It just
okay, I
doesn't
won't.
make any sense.
Pixel says TV versus console, or the TV/console equals HW. I don't know what HW is.
Hardware.
Games versus cable equals software content. Okay, because Microsoft doesn't control what other devs do for it. LOL. Again, that's why I added the caveat early on in the conversation that okay, third party, sure. What about the exclusives? What about the Xbox games?
I
Mike
don't know.
Johnson
It's
says
just like asking Netflix, why
never
don't you
believe
have
a box.
HDR10 for all of your
Clearly,
content that you make first party? It's just like because they didn't want it, because the people that were making it didn't want to do it. Or maybe they didn't have the funds for that part of the game to be able to add it in. Or
again,
maybe they didn't have the memory. Like there's a lot of different aspects that go down. Like if we really want to say like people are free to make whatever they want, we can't then say, hey, well, this console is capable of this. You have to do it that way, or else we don't want nothing from you. That's how you lose audience.
but it's not up to Microsoft to tell you what games you're gonna do, what on the new box. They can't mandate it. It must be on the box. What? I have a 7.2 sound system. Most content does not support it. Did they lie about my radio? These analogies, man. You guys are all over the place.
It's not
Loke
all
will
over the place,
soon
Loke. It's straightforward,
go
but you're
into a
looking.
crusade when it discovers it compressed 4K. They can't guarantee any of the games, first or third party. Their Xbox hardware team isn't in charge of making games for their console. So again, maybe I'm speaking the wrong language. I must be Texan. I must be Texan.
No,
My
you
my
just tripping.
problem my problem is at the lack of detail in what was said here. I don't mind that it doesn't play 4K 120. I don't mind it. I don't mind that it only plays it on 5 games. That's not a problem. I just mind that the impression given is that It it does it.
It does.
That's that's what my
But it does.
the
That's my thing is
but
it
it
does.
the impression given is that it does it for all games.
Well, same with the impression when you plug in your TV, plug in your cable to your TV. The impression is I'm gonna get 4K on everything, but it ain't. That's not the reality. You don't get 4K when you watch the NFL. You're not. But they're not gonna
The thing
stop
is,
telling you that they're
the
gonna
thing
sell you
is, if
4K.
I if the thing is if I respond, then it's not valid because I have examples, but then it's not valid because it doesn't fit into the agreed narrative here. These analogies are wrecking your argument, Log. LOL. It's not our fault that you thought all games now and future would run at native 4K at 120 FPS. Okay, sure. Pixel low, but it does. And then Mike says, I agree 100% with Pixel. Would you be satisfied if the hardware upscale everything to 4K and interloped frames to 120 FPS? No, no, no. What I'd be happy with is them not putting 120 4K as if it does it for everything that you
So they're just supposed to
play
say nothing on the
on the
console.
game.
Just say, "Here's an Xbox. You can
Again,
you can figure out our
either
specs for yourself."
again,
Would you
again,
rather them say that?
either put in 120 4K and then at the bottom put there some games, or or don't put it, because when you just put that there, you were saying, right, the equivalent, since we're using crazy analogies, we're using the equivalent of the cigarette ads. We're using the equivalent of, instead of them saying will definitely cause cancer, they should in it should have been okay for them back in the day to just put in
It doesn't say will cause
mild
cancer. It says may
mild
cause
con
cancer.
mild chance of cancer, or low chance of cancer, or some chance of cancer.
It says
But
may
they
cause.
had to add the skull there to make it clear to everyone that is
That's
interacting with
not
this product.
clear though, Loke. That's
So
not
that's
even
a genuine.
just that by
No, no, no.
itself isn't
That
even
is a
clear.
genuine. The problem is that I actually care about this whole marketing crap. They did actual research in universities all over the world. The specific skull and crossbones that they use on cigarettes is a universal language that even children understand, that there is death or something very dangerous associated with this specific thing. Okay, they did that because people made a stink of it, because they were coming up with all these false equivalences, like what's happening right now with this specific topic here. It's false equivalences. Anyone that looks at this and isn't really into gaming will just say, no, this is a video game console. Oh, okay. What it says is the name is Xbox. It has a 1 terabyte SSD and it runs 4K 120 FPS or on the games that play there. But that's not true. It runs 4K 120 FPS on some games that play there. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
Bro, they did. They were called Black Death cigarettes, and I smoked them for a bit. Some games, it's up to you to know. Okay, I think he meant sometimes. Sometimes it's up to you to know how hardware and software go together. Yeah, you know what? I learned the lesson a hard way, but it doesn't take away from the lesson that was learned, which is there was a misrepresentation for anyone that's not deep into whatever it is that you're buying. But the governments, the reason they insist on this clear communication is because they want anyone making a decision to buy a specific product, whether they're an aficionado like Mr. Pixelbit, or whether they're just a layman like Loke 7, it must be clear that this specific product will give you this under this circumstances, and it won't give you that under
Look,
those
but by
circumstances.
your logic, Taco
Yeah,
Bell, when they
yeah,
say, get this 7 layer burrito in
yes.
in a parentheses in the bottom, it should say, "We'll give you the runs." Like
Again, Ham. Yes, yes, Ham.
no, no, Lokes, no.
The same
It's still
thing with the cigarettes, dude. Until someone makes a stink about it, nothing's going to happen, and it's perfectly normal. That's why before the cigarettes had all of that stuff that happened to them, it was perfectly normal. And when people brought it up, it was treated exactly the way what I'm saying is getting treated right now. So what I'm saying is perfectly normal. Everyone here's visceral reaction to protecting Xbox or PlayStation's fake marketing is also perfectly
It's
normal.
not fake marketing though. You know what? I'll give you one thing. I feel like the 8K thing is kind of fake marketing because I've yet to see anything on there about that.
Again, Sir X-Men, settle down. Sir X-Men, I've been saying this for months, bro. You, Sir X-Men, focus. Look at me. Look at me. I've been shitting on the PlayStation for doing the exact same thing. Worse even because it's 8K, not 4K. Pay attention, bro. I'm not
Yeah,
even picking a
I'll give
side.
you the 8K
Sir
thing, Loke,
X-Man is
because
not
there's
paying attention.
Loke,
Okay,
Loke, but you're
sorry,
not.
Ham.
You don't want to understand or see what we're saying. You're fighting literally everybody, me and the other 20 people in the chat. You're fighting us all about something that
I
we
love
all see basics within.
no, it's
Just
not basic.
just because you got bamboozled. I mean, come on. There's literally no other way for me to word it for you because you don't want to get it. You're just gonna say I got bamboozled, and that's the end of the story. And that's
Pretty
fine.
much.
If you feel that way, that's fine. But like I've given you example after example. You've tried to, meander my own examples, and the chat told you, yo, no, the cable is, this and the TV is that. And there's no other
You
way
know
for
what?
me to tell you that, hey,
Pixel.
something doesn't have to spell out every exact single thing for you
Mhm.
to understand the reason behind it.
Okay.
Just like they don't have to
Pixel.
literally tell you that you need a controller to play a video game. They don't have to tell you that. That's just expected.
Okay. Pixel. Thank you for seeing sense. Mike, being outnumbered is nothing, dude. I I'm a football manager fan since 2002, bruv. People have been shitting on my take since forever. Dude, come on. Wake up.
Outnumbered has nothing to do with it at the end of the day, Loke.
Hey man.
It's just
Hey,
reality and what it
I'm
is.
just
And
saying
you're
there
you're
was a
like, hey,
time
I don't want to
when
see what
saying
you're saying. I don't. So I'm
no.
just gonna block my face. And it's just like, I mean, that's kind of what I feel like is happening right now, is that you're giving me
Okay.
all of these, they should have did this, they should have did that, they should have did this, they should have did that. But they've been doing this for decades, and now all of a sudden that 60 FPS and or 4K 60 is on the box like it's been for all the other generations. You're surprised now. That's the thing
I
that
like it.
baffles me a little bit, is that when you get into when you get into your car or whatever, that there are limitations in these certain areas, but there are also certain areas where I can let it fly. It doesn't take away the ability of your car. That doesn't take away the ability of your car, but you must abide these certain rules in certain areas, or else that car will no longer be accessible for you. It's really as simple as that. But I mean, if you are just saying, "Hey, I don't get it, and I don't want to get it," then okay, then we're just at a standstill.
No, I 100% get it, I 100% get it. What I'm saying is the display for someone who hasn't gotten got yet will get them got. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just, but I'm saying, look, when they sell you a car, do they say make sure, like this car can go 200 miles an hour, but depends on your neighborhood? Does it say that? Does it have to say that in the manual of the car for you to understand that, hey, I can only drive 35, 40 miles per hour over here? Or do you just floor it for the entirety of the ownership of the car because it can do that? You can't. You literally can't just floor it for the entirety of the lifestyle of the car because somebody's gonna pull your ass over and take your shit away. You can't.
Jason, it says 4K. It says 120. It didn't write that every game will run at 4K 120. So again, Jason, I've said it. I've said it 2 or 3 times to Ham here, but I'll say it again. Marketing always assumes the person who is buying whatever will look at the product in the most positive light. So how marketing works is they lead you on. How do they lead you on? They give you half the sentence and then you complete it by yourself. So when you say what you said here, that is completely correct. They didn't say for every game, but by putting it on the screen or on the box, they're leading you to believe that it's going to be for every game. For people that already know that no, this is not what they're saying. Sure, this is not a problem. For people that just want to interact with gaming and they want to jump to the next gen and they don't go into the minutia of gaming, they will complete the sentence
Well, for
by
me, look,
saying
it's just like saying, oh,
4K
I got a
for
4K
all
TV and
games.
I bought an N64. Why isn't it in 4K? Like, look, come on.
Yeah, but the N64 doesn't say 4K on the box.
But
That's a
exactly,
good
just
point.
like the
That is a
games
good
don't,
point.
just like the games don't say 4K on the box either. Loke, the games
Yeah, but when
don't.
you
Go look
buy the
at the back
console,
of the game. The game will
and
tell you what
you
the
see, you
specs
just
are.
came up with a solution. You just came up with a solution. Don't put the 4K on the box. Put the 4K on the games.
So don't tell you
That
what it's
actually makes sense.
capable of. Don't tell you what the console's capable of.
Again, we're going in circles now.
We are, because
Me,
you're not making
either
any
tell
sense and you're
me,
taking me in
either
circles.
tell me it's for no. You keep asking the same questions. I keep giving you the same answers. Either tell me that it's 4K 120, leave it empty because it does it for all the games because it's a gaming console, or tell me it's 4K 120,
You've never got
120
that with
for some
TVs. You've
games.
never got that with
For
consoles.
some
You've never
games.
got that with phones. You've never got that with really anything, but you need it now.
Deceptive marketing is bad regardless of who's doing it. Just because
So,
someone hasn't talked
what
about it in
stopped you?
TV
What has
doesn't
stopped you
mean
from
it's
making the
okay.
purchase? What has stopped you from making the purchase?
From
Or are you
making
going to
what
say I'm
purchase?
part of the problem? I'm just bitching about
From making what purchase, Ham?
from any purchase. Literally any purchase that
I'm
you make, they're marketing the best parts about it. When I go to buy bread, they're not
yes,
saying,
Ham.
watch out, you're gonna get fat if you eat too much of this. They ain't saying that. They're not going to tell
Ham.
me about what to beware of choking hazard when eating smoky. They don't tell me that. So, like, how much of a safety net are these companies
Are we not
responsible
supposed to
for
point
before you
out?
have some
Are we
sort of
not supposed to
knowledge?
point out bad marketing? Are we not
It's
supposed
not
to
bad
point out
marketing, though.
dishonest marketing?
It's not
We're supposed
dishonest
to.
either. It's not dishonest. It's not bad marketing. It's the capability of the console. You choose the
Exactly,
game.
Sir
That's
X-Man.
your
This is
problem.
exactly what I'm talking about, Sir X-Man. Deceptive marketing has been out forever, dude. I know it's been out. Should we not
But
talk
this
about
isn't
it?
deceptive.
That's
That's
all
my
I'm
thing. Is
talking
this
about.
isn't deceptive? It's not.
It
I,
is.
I will say the 8K thing is because you can't purchase any 8K games. But as for 4K, 60 or 120, it's not deceptive if it can do it. It's not deceptive if it has the capability of doing it. It's not.
Pixel says it also would still be a lie because you being able to do 4K 60 in 2023 does not mean your hardware will be able to do it in 2025. So I guess no one should put the specs on the box. I think we have a solution there, Pixel. Log play Pac-Man only, and you will have your box stats. All right, maybe that's a solution. It's not on the platform to put the asterisks for the devs' games. It's on the devs to clarify their efforts with the hardware provided. No.
No, yes, it
Play
is.
Pac-Man.
It's always been like that.
Based on your take,
From
then you
out
can't put the
gaming,
specs on the
I mean,
box.
you can keep talking over me all you want, Loke, but I ain't gonna stop talking, bro.
Dude, I was reading the comment, and
I,
then you interjected while I was reading the
I
comment.
interjected when there was a lull in between you talking and you reading the comment. If you want to talk
Okay,
over me,
right.
go on ahead and do so. But anyways, like I said, you look at any of the back of these games, they tell you what they can do, they tell you the capabilities and what they're able to possibly. You go to the game store when you're buying an Xbox game, it literally has a capability section. It does. What's the console not supposed to say that it's capable of doing it? You're just supposed to go into the game and figure it out for yourself. What happens if the game runs at 60 on this, but 120 on a PC? You don't want to know the capabilities of the game. I mean, come on, man. You're taking me in circles, but you're not leading me anywhere. There's nothing that you've said so far to get me to kind of side or feel what you say. No, man. It says 4K 120 on the box. It's able to do 4K 120. Not everything wants to do 4K 120. So how is that the box's problem?
Okay,
Just
so
saying.
crumpled sin said something I never thought I'd see. The fuck? There's apparently a game that runs 8K.
Yeah, the tourist, but I'm not even sure if that's like I'm not sure if the 8K is really available for the tourists to be able to actually turn on and play. I know the game is available for the PS5, but I thought they were testing that. If that's available to play, then the PlayStation ain't lying either. It's just that one game. It's shit, but not that this game is shitty, but it's shit that it's only one game that has 8K. But hey. But I do remember them having internal testing for 8K on the tourists. I do remember that specifically.
Oh my god. The PS5 does not support 8K output via HDMI 2.1, despite proudly displaying an 8K logo on the box.
Like I said, I can
So,
believe you on that being
so
bullshit.
can it do 8K or not? I don't understand this. I'm going to share the link. If anyone can read the technicalese that's in here, I please someone explain to me if this is real, if it can happen or not. Didn't Falconeer also run 8K? I don't know. I don't
No, I
know.
think that was 6K. Kind of like or some sort of weird K, whatever. But whatchamacallit did the same thing, I believe. What was that one game? Ori and the Will of the Wisp. I believe they did the same thing too.
Okay, so you can run 8K in movies, but not games. Ugh. Okay. It's called downsampling. Okay, this is getting too technical for me. Does it run 8K or not? As for Ham, your countless analogies and everyone else's countless analogies, I just have to say I don't disagree with the capabilities of the Series X or the PS5. They can run select games at apparently 8K, 8K and 4K, 120 FPS. I'm not denying that. What I'm saying is the boxes imply, to me at least, that they do this for all games. Well, this was before I knew that they were conning me. But when I bought the consoles, I was under the impression that I was going to get 8K. I was going to get 4K for the Series X. I was going to get 8K for the PS5. If I had known, right? If I had known that 8K of that 4K, 8K, 120 FPS was a myth, I don't think I would have bought these consoles. I think I would have just either stayed on previous gen or bought much beefier PC than I bought recently, thanks to your help, of course. I'm telling me the specs and whatever. Because yeah, it's felt like a real waste.
Yep. Okay.
The only true way to 8K 60, you need a 4090 card in SLI. But even then, you get games like Alan Wake 2 that you still don't you still can't do it on that specific game. Pixel, what TV? It's a Samsung. I just saw that it ran, and I asked my brother that does IT. I was like, dude, please tell me that this actually does the frames and the pixels. And he was like, yes, this machine definitely does it. And we went and we swiped the card, and it's just a regular old TV, unless I'm watching Super Sport, because they have 4K sports, live sports. It's very detailed. Everything else just bullshit. Yeah. Loke, do you have an 8K television? No, it's 4K. Fuck, I wish I had an 8K TV. No, it's 4K. Imagine when Loke discovered that the TV he have fake use fake. What? Rachie, stop angry typing. Imagine when Loke 7 discovered that the TV he has, I'm guessing he said has, uses fake 120 hertz tech. No, it's definitely 120 hertz. Alan Wake 2 looks insane, bro. You can't expect the full 4K. Again, I was just responding to Sir X-Man saying, if you want 8K 60, you need 4090. Technically, even with a 4090, you can't get 4K even on every game once you have a 4090. Anyway, this was fun. What are we? 1 hour. It's almost 1 a.m. my time. This was great. I will not regret this tomorrow when I wake up at 5 a.m. to go to work. This was a good decision on my
Deserved.
part. But it's not 120 hertz on every channel, so it must be fake. Boogie, you're trying to get me to stay on here longer, but I have work to do. So no.
It's the
It
same
made for a
thing.
good
I hear what
debate.
he's saying. It's the same
Cheers,
thing.
guys. Ham? No, dude. I need
is.
sleep. All right. You guys are leaving in like it's normal time for you guys. It's 1 a.m. right now. I'm shouting. There's people sleeping in my house.
You
My
know what?
neighbors are like, what
I'm
the
not
fuck is
telling you
wrong
to
with this
argue.
guy?
I'm not telling
This
you
guy's
to. I'm not telling you to fight. I'm telling you to see the light.
my neighbors probably think I'm a witch doctor with the amount of nights that I
Oh,
spend
they wouldn't be
up.
wrong.
Just God.
You are a witch.
Boogie, I am not going to. I'm not going to respond. Not going to respond. Guys, this was fun. This was very fun. It feels like you guys are baiting me to continue, but it's not. I need sleep. Y'all have a good one. Also, Ham, my bite from the dog thing, it's not hurting anymore. So
Well, that's good.
this
I'm happy
this
you're
helped.
feeling
This
better.
helped
Yeah,
me
you had me
sleep.
worried there earlier, and you're like, "I'm working on the
Shit.
thumbnail," and I was like, "All right, he's fine. I'm going back."
Bro, I was high on drugs for like half the show.
Oh shit! This man,
Painkillers and shit.
this goddamn
But
addict.
you know
We
what?
need to get him out of here.
This was actually a good show. This was a good show. Hey, everyone in the chat had fun. Well, you advertised falsely that you were a YouTube channel based on USA hours. Yo, Danny, sue me, dog. What the fuck? It's written in the thumbnail. It's got the time, Eastern time. It's got Central African time. I'm not like Xbox and PlayStation. I'm not deceptive. This guy. Anyway, y'all have a good one. Have I'll see you on oh shit, I forgot to plug. I'm so tired. Guys, we do this every Tuesday. Me and Ham don't usually go off on a tangent for an extra hour every Tuesday, but we do the lowdown every Tuesday. Wednesday, Ham does the two-player podcast with Matt. You guys should go and watch that tomorrow because I'm sure Matt is gonna be like,
Yep.
you like Loke is such a this and that
Oh,
and
absolutely.
whatever. I can't say everything
Filthy
because we're now
pony,
sponsored. We're now
insane.
sponsored, and Xbox sent us the check, so we can't be swearing. Uh, Thursdays is behind them sticks, where Ham interviews all types of nice people in gaming, including Seamus Blackley. We're working on getting Sarah Bond, but slowly, slowly. This week was this week or last week? We had Jez. It's this week, right? This coming week.
Yeah, it's this Thursday. This
All
Thursday, I
right.
have Jez
This
coming
week,
on. It's going to be an
yes.
earlier show than usual. It'll be 2:00
A.
Eastern. So yeah, look, you'll be awake when I'm doing that
Oh
show.
my God. Your daddy says Central Arlington, Texas. Sorry, Central Arlington, Texas time. All right. This
That's
guy's got
Cat.
jokes.
There you go. There's Cat. he's like
Anyways.
at this. He's like, I'm at the Cowboy Stadium right now, giving you the
Whatever.
time that I could see on the Jumbotron.
Yes. So make sure to tune in for Jez Corden. After that, probably Paris, and then Sarah Bond. To the moon, people, to the moon. What? Sir X-Men says Loke is sponsored by Sony. Okay. Background, anyone? Anyway, Friday is Bullshit and me, Ham, Matt, and Cozy, and a special guest. This week we have Mr. Wilmy Hood. Dude is absolutely wild. If you want to follow a Twitter account, that might get you canceled, follow Wilmy Hood.
If you want to see good, funny memes that have nothing to do with gaming, but will make you laugh or feel uncomfortable, and you're scared to hit like because you don't want it to, you don't want anybody else to see that you liked it.
Yes. You'll never retweet his stuff, you'll never like his stuff, but you're gonna laugh in your tight little corner.
You may not like it, but you'll love it.
Yeah. Wilby is hilarious according to Yodani. Pixel says that I like most of his stuff. Pixel, you are messy on a daily basis, so
that's a fact.
You're an outlier. You're not an average user of Twitter like the rest of us. Anyway, he's coming on this Friday. Mondays, Ham goes on K Mega's channel, or K Mega comes on our channel to do the crossover podcast. Lots of fun. Again, thank you guys so much for sticking with us. It's wild. Ham, we've been here for 4 hours, correct?
Yeah, we've been here just about 4 hours. Not only have they stuck with us, but they were an integral piece to us hitting that 1K. So I'm happy about that. Like,
yes,
praise you guys. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing. Even the members, especially the members, you guys that think that we are worth throwing money at. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's something.
Yeah, it's really something. You guys have me rethinking my day job. Like, maybe I should just do this full time. Fuck it, Anyway, I have to go to bed. It's literally 1 a.m. So, Ham, keep it gaming or
keep it moving. Peace out, y'all. Have a wonderful rest of your dang day.
Good morning to me, I guess.